Wear has pockets that fit flexible ice-cold gel packs that mold to your problem areas. I don't endorse much, but when I do believe in something, I get behind it. Everybody I've turned on to IceBod loves it. 30-day money-back guarantee and free shipping. IceBodActive.com.
Hey guys, it's Cappy here for Prize Picks, and whether you're starting a new routine or making player picks for the first time, trying something new can be hard. But in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels good to be right. With high-pressure playoff matchups every weekend and elite hoops action almost every night, the action never stops, and Prize Picks lets you take control. Prize Picks now has early payouts. If your player gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. I had a 2-pick power play to win $60, but they offered me $52. I'm like, I'll take the money right now. Also, find your community on Prize Picks. You can follow me. I can follow you. When you look at the app, look at the bottom right corner at profile. That's how you can go about following people. And now you can follow my picks. I can follow your picks. You don't have to text me anymore. You don't have to tweet me anymore. It's awesome. So join millions of users and sign up for America's #1 sports picks app. That's Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, when you make your first $5 lineup. You get $50 instantly. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
The champion has landed. Lionel Messi's exclusive wine is here, and he chose Mortada Imports, the only place in the U.S. to get it. This isn't just wine, it's a piece of history. Get the 10 Goat Syrah Sicilia, a world-class collectible for the world's greatest fan. Don't miss this winning opportunity. Pre-sale is happening now. Go to messywine.com. That's messywine.com. Own the legend.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Empower. Pete's back on the links with all new golf clubs and hopefully less swearing.
Dang, sliced it.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money so he can be a little bad.
Heads up!
Oof. Talent sold separately.
Guy said these were slice proof.
At least he has money for lessons. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma Brands radio station. Oh! The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on the air.
From the 19, Stafford has it helmet high, settles his feet, shoots right side, leaping catch, touchdown LA!
Wow!
At the front, right, pylon, Colby Parkinson gives the Rams the lead. With 38 seconds to go, an absolute dot from Stafford, 33-31, and the try coming.
Coach, that last drive, any doubt in your mind that you guys are going to go down and finish this thing?
Hell no, Mo. Matthew Stafford leading the way. No, we weren't going to get denied.
The biggest show in ESPN LA history.
First down and 10. Williams will line up in the shotgun. He's got Swift to his left. 3 receivers out to the left side of the formation. Burden in short motion. Williams gets the snap. 4-man rush. Pumps to his left. Throws deep. Got a man open. It's Moore. He's got it. Into the end zone. Touchdown Bears. Touchdown Bears. DJ Moore. Caleb Williams with a strike. And the Bears have taken the lead with 1:43 to go. A 25-yard touchdown, and the Bears lead 30-27.
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
Scott Kaplan, eat a fat one, bro.
Thank you for letting me share in your aura.
How do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger. On 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app. And on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Give me a freaking break.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
What a catch by the tight end. Dungus.
Right now.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, you want to woo-woo? I've danced with the devil.
It is smooth, baby. Yeah.
Chris, do you think I talked to my agent about what a mental midget you are every day?
Play fake. Herbert drops back to pass. Herbert is hit. Herbert is sacked. It's the 6th sack of the day. Milton Williams wraps him up and slams him down at the 43-yard line, and that is gonna do it.
$7:02 and 30 seconds. Good morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show begins on a Monday, the 12th of January, 2026. And we'd like to thank, this one's for Cappy, Justin Herbert and the San Diego Superchargers of Los Angeles / Costa Mesa for participating. Pick up your commemorative Charlie Check Down Strikes Again t-shirts at the door.
Yeah. Oh, all is right in the world today, my friends. The Rams won. The Chargers lost. Oh, all is good today on a Monday morning. I have been waiting to get onto these airwaves. Didn't say a word last night. Nothing on Twitter. Nothing on Instagram.
Oh, Sedano's not there, so it's you and me right now.
Okay, that's
I didn't
fine.
realize that for a moment.
No, his it's not great right now, so he's coming back.
All right,
all right.
I can see him. I'm going to just say this. There are a lot of people who taunted me the entire regular season about the Chargers. And I told them every time they taunted me, I will be back. But you know what I did not do last night? I didn't text them. In fact, they were texting me. I didn't even reply to their text last night. Let them go to bed last night going, why the hell didn't he didn't even reply? What the hell? Nope. Oh, I will have my say, to be sure. However, as we wait for George to connect, I will say this as we get started here on a Monday morning.
Yeah, you're a bigger man than I am, Cap.
No. I'm not there yet.
The kind of hit that would have killed a lesser man.
Because here's
Actually,
why.
no, he got him a few times. Six times to be specific.
Right. I thought they needed to get Justin Herbert off that field before they got him killed last night.
Herbert.
But you see, it would be wrong to start the show, in my opinion, talking about the Charger failures or the things that make me happy, like the Chargers getting destroyed. I think it would be wrong to not start off with the lead story, which is the Rams' spectacular victory in Carolina.
Was it spectacular, Cappy?
It was. Now, a lot of people will question the word spectacular because they'll say, wait, they were 10.5-point favorites. Shouldn't they have gone in there and steamrolled the Carolina Panthers? And given the way Carolina had played towards the end of the year, yeah, that would have been a natural assumption. But this is the NFL playoffs, and everybody shows up, except, do I have to say it? Except the Chargers. But anyway.
You didn't even have them go into the playoffs.
Oh, don't even start with me this morning. You honestly, you had them going to the Super Bowl. So please.
No, I did not.
Yeah, you did.
In 5 years.
Yeah, that's convenient.
By the way, just so you know, I was shown on a meeting last week how AI and transcripts of this show are going to be created. So now we will no longer have to question it. If we type in, did Sedano say the Chargers went to the Super Bowl? It'll find the day, the time, and we'll be able to pull the audio immediately.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Now, we're not there yet.
No.
Give us about a year to build up the database of the thing, but soon this will no longer be a question.
Oh, I already started loading them in. The past transcripts.
Okay.
We're going to train them.
Well, it doesn't really help me if I...
Yeah, you know, so
Well,
I'll help you out.
I mean, here's my point, George. I don't think we should be starting with the Chargers' loss last night. I think we should be celebrating the Rams' win on Saturday. How do you feel?
Sure. Well, we're also the Rams station.
Well, I think to me it's the bigger story. I mean, the Rams are the team of L.A. The Rams are L.A.'s team. And the Chargers are San Diego's team that moved to L.A. that nobody wanted. So for me, I would rather just celebrate the the Rams victory rather than celebrate the Charger loss. How do you feel? You tell me.
I think the fact that you're just like, I'll give Bergman.
All right, George, we're going to pot you down for a second. Maybe we can reconnect.
Good. Oh, this would be great. You know what would be great? It'd be wonderful if George's connection doesn't work today.
I don't think it does. I think the Russians got him.
Because then
I don't think so, because I don't think all of us in here feel like just, co-hosting on a Monday.
Okay. No, it's okay. No, here's why. Because I could go with my full-blown agenda.
Nah, I like the Sedano agenda usually. We'll get him in here.
We'll get him all worked out. Hey, look, Here's the thing about the Rams. And again, I know that a lot of people will look at the Rams and they'll say they were 10.5-point favorites and they should have won this game easily. Why would we all say that?
Because they're the Rams.
Because we're overconfident Rams fans. That's why.
No, because we all remember the team up until Week 13. They played like people were just, they're going to have home field. They're going to be the 1 seed. Matthew Stafford, no doubt, is going to be the MVP. This team's incredible. We were all planning the parade, including myself.
Right. Well, the other part of it is, don't forget, the Rams were the first team to be qualified for the postseason, and the Rams were in the perfect position to keep the number 1 seed. The loss to Carolina in Week 13 was a killer. And I said at the time, it will be the best thing that happened to the Rams. It'll be a wake-up call. It actually didn't turn out to be the best thing that happened to the Rams because they wound up losing that game to Atlanta. That was a killer. But I think a lot of us look at the Rams and think the Rams should have gone to Carolina and steamrolled the Panthers because we look at the Panthers. And when the Panthers beat the Rams, you know what they did the following week? They lost to the Saints. And I will grant you the Saints had a very strong finish to the season. But if you're a playoff contender, you're supposed to win games like that. But they're an 8-9 back their way into the playoffs. They beat the Buccaneers the following week by 3 points. They got beat by the Seahawks, who everybody knows was the number 1 seed and has home field advantage. And then they lost at the Buccaneers 16-14, and they backed their way into the playoffs. When they beat the Rams, they went 1-3 the rest of the way. So most of us, myself certainly included, made a presumption that the Rams would go to Carolina and they would just ham slam the Panthers. Well, it didn't happen that way because this is the NFL playoffs, and everybody brings their A game, and everybody's got multiple coaches on the staff that are doing all kinds of advanced scouting, and everybody is focused on just one thing for this week. And you know what? Give the Carolina some credit. They went out there and they played hard, and they played competitive football, and they had a lead in this game. But give a lot of credit to Matthew Stafford, the experience of walking onto that field, and as everybody's, I'm sure, heard the quote by now, hey, we're going to go steal their hearts. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go steal their hearts. And that's what Matthew Stafford and that's what the Rams did. And by the way, there were a lot of times during that game, it looked like they were going to give it up. You know, that block punt, and by the way, I'm just throwing things out. The block punt.
You're throwing it up. Like, we don't need to do the whole show in 11 minutes. Let's stretch it out.
Well, I'm just
because I think we might not have Sedano.
That's all right. I got plenty today.
Because you know him, a 3 strikes and you're out rule.
Well, where are we?
He's already
in the
at
strikes?
2 strikes. I think.
2 strikes.
Is he at 2 strikes?
I think so.
Really, 2 strikes
he's
from my boy
dropped twice.
Sedano?
So let's hear Davante Adams talking about Matthew Stafford stealing the soul.
It's actually the hearts.
Yeah, I think he said, let's go snatch these guys' hearts. And that was pretty cold. That was pretty cold. Just to hear that, and I actually literally smiled in the moment because I thought that was like one of the most gangster things you could say in that moment, honestly. And to hear him say that and the look on his face and then throw the touchdown and then the look on his face after that was just like MVP stuff.
I mean, that throw.
How many balls did Davante drop?
Several.
Panthers defense was all over him.
Yes, and he did drop balls that you would think are regular routine catches for Davante Adams.
Thank God they won, or else we'd be having to hear from some old friends about Davante Adams.
Correct.
Thank God they won.
Davante Adams, he did drop a ball in the 2-minute drill, which actually turned out to be beneficial because it stopped the clock. It kind of gave everybody a chance to kind of reset a little bit. But there were so many things that happened in that game when the Rams kick a field goal to take the lead. This is now 20-17, if everybody remembers. Then Carolina gets the ball back. They don't go 3 and out. They actually went for it again on 4th down, didn't get it because Bryce Young was forced from the pocket, had to throw an errant pass out in the right flat. So the Rams get the ball back right away. Now you've got a 20-17 lead, and you've just forced them into a 4 and out. Now you've got the ball back, and you've got great field position. And what happens? You throw an interception. And then what happens is Carolina comes screaming down the field to take the lead. And at that point, I know a lot of people were thinking the same thing, like, uh-oh, the Rams are in real trouble. Did you guys all think that? Like when it was 24-20, did you guys all think that the Rams were in huge trouble?
I thought Travis and I, because we were doing our Rams wild card watch party at HBC Hollywood Park Casino, and we all were like, oh, it is a final. Well, I thought I was going to have to break the chain on the postgame show, the Rams chain.
Thank goodness you didn't, because then the Rams wound up scoring another touchdown, make it 27-24. Carolina couldn't do much with it, but then the Rams get the ball back. And now you're like, okay, now it's time for the Rams to take control of this game. And, oh, by the way, not just win, but cover. They got a punt blocked
You really thought they still had a chance to cover? Really?
Well, it was 27-24.
There was a slight chance to where if they went back and scored.
I was like, oh, no, there's no chance. I actually almost made a joke about that in our group text. I was like, well, they're definitely not going to cover.
Well, I mean, look, it certainly wasn't looking good at that point. But getting a punt blocked for a team that has special teams problems all year long, fire the long snapper, fire the field goal kicker, fire the special teams coach, and you find yourself getting a punt blocked in the playoffs?
George Sedano now rejoins us.
Oh, good. There he is.
Good morning, George.
Hello, Georgie.
Good morning.
So I'm in the middle of just ranting and raving about
He's just reading the play-by-play line.
No, I'm not reading the play-by-play line. I'm remembering everything that happened in this game, which me, I had to go back on Saturday night.
So, Chris, with 3 minutes and 13 seconds left, when they were 3rd and 6, what'd you think then?
No, actually, I don't really care what you think because I don't respect your football prowess. I mean, George has told me that you don't know anything about sports. So once he started barking at you, you don't know anything about sports, I would never ask you what you thought at 3:16. However,
don't belittle me. So here's what I would say, Cappy. Going into this weekend, and the Rams are included in this, there were 4 instances in the history of the National Football League where teams had at least 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter alone, okay? It happened twice this weekend. It happened with the Rams on Saturday, and it happened with the Bills and Jags on Sunday. Like, when we touted this weekend as the single greatest 5-day stretch of football, if it wasn't for Indiana, Oregon, I mean, it still may be, regardless. But if it wasn't for Indiana, Oregon, it absolutely would have been. There is no question about it.
Indiana, Oregon was a major letdown, obviously, for those of us that were touting this weekend. And now it sets up for such a beautiful national championship game in Miami with the U and the kid who's the quarterback from Indiana who's from Miami. I mean, it's just a beautiful story.
We can get to that later.
Correct.
But
it was a
my larger point was that the weekend was unbelievable, and the Rams really, did something at the time that was mostly unprecedented, right? It had only happened 4 times previously, and were able to come back and win. I thought the greatest part of the Rams' victory was, I don't know if you've talked about it yet, what Devontae Adams talked about at the podium.
Yep, where he
Did
told
you talk about that yet?
Well,
or no?
we just briefly.
Want me to play it again?
We played it first, so you want to hear it?
Sure.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I think he said, "Let's go snatch these guys' hearts," and that was pretty. That was pretty cold. That was pretty cold. Just to hear that, and I actually literally smiled in the moment because I thought that was one of the most gangster things you could say in that moment, honestly. And to hear him say that, and the look on his face, and then throw the touchdown, and then the look on his face after that was just like MVP stuff.
When they published word, though, when they published this quote and they put in the word gangsta, everybody spelled it Gangster, and I really believe that it should be an A, not an ER. That's just my own opinion. I would have published it with an A, not an ER. That's just my opinion.
Right. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, it is more of a direct quote if you would have had the A at the end.
Right.
But, look, I think that going on the road in the playoffs in a single elimination situation is hard. And the Rams did themselves no favors by having all sorts of penalty issues and really shooting themselves in the foot. And I'm not trying to take away anything from Carolina because I thought they played really good football. But and Stafford, honestly, up until late in the fourth quarter, had not played well. You could make that case, right? I don't think.
Listen, he started off hot, and as Joe Davis pointed out on the broadcast many times, I want to say he started out 8 for 8 or something like that, and then the next thing you knew, he was 2 for his next 12. So he really got ice cold, Matthew Stafford. He really did. Wait a second. Do we still have George? Did I lose Georgie?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, all right.
One moment. Let's hit the Valvoline bell real quick so I can tell you we're 15 minutes through the show. And in that time, you could have gone to Valvoline Instant Oil Change. 15 minutes to get it all changed. I almost said something I shouldn't say in the read. A 15-minute Valvoline Instant Oil Change in 15 minutes. Just go to SoCalOilChange.com.
They are amazing. I will admit it. They are amazing. George, you're so right about some of these things, about Stafford not being on. But I will say this. There was that play at the end of the first half where he throws a perfect dime to Puka Nacua, and Puka, uncharacteristically, it hit him right in the paws, and he didn't bring it in. And that was a ball that if he hits that pass, just from a statistical standpoint, I mean, it could change the way we might have looked at Stafford's performance up until that point. But, credit to Puka, George, because late in the game, having already played brilliantly, Puka, done everything they've asked him to do other than that one drop. You had to turn around and play DB at one point. Remember the ball that was thrown into the end zone to Puka?
That was an interception. Game was over at that point if that's an interception.
But Puka makes a brilliant play. Listen, let me ask you this. I know we're going to talk a lot about the Rams game, and I know we'll talk about all the other games. But my mind is already on, like, the Rams and the Bears. And I think people are going to downplay the Rams because they're going to be so unimpressed with this win against Carolina. And I would say to everybody, well, wait a second. What so impressed you about the Bears? People would say, well, this comeback. And I'd go, comeback, okay. But did you not see that the Packers missed a PAT and missed a very makeable 44-yard field goal? And ultimately, those points were the difference in the game. I would argue Green Bay lost that game in as much as Chicago went and snatched that game.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I would also say, though, the Bears have done this in a way that, it seems to be just kind of fortune is on their side where it continually happens over and over and over again. Now, look, at some point that stuff runs out, right, if you face a better team. And I think that their luck will run out in that sense this coming week. But I do think the Bears deserve some level of credit. Yes, but kickers are missing kicks all the time. I mean, you look at yesterday with the Eagles, for God's sake. You can make the case the Eagles, if you're going to say that about the Bears and the Packers, you probably should be saying the same thing about the Eagles and the Niners then.
Well, I mean, listen, it was a rough weekend for some of these kickers. The thing I would say that is different.
You guys.
Yeah,
what are you going to say about your guys?
It was a very rough weekend, and I know my phone was blowing up all weekend going, what's going on here? I mean, I'm used to seeing kickers hit 60-yard field goals like they're extra points, and all of a sudden now they can't kick 32-yard extra points. It was a very weird weekend. I will admit that. But when I think about special teams plays, I think about the Rams and the season that they've had, George, and you think that firing the snapper and firing the kicker and firing the special teams coordinator would make a change? Their kicking game is better, I mean, in terms of kicking field goals, but to have a punt blocked late in the game like they did, that was just pathetic. It really was. And the kid who was
the fact that the fact you can overcome that is, I mean, it's pretty rare to be able to overcome a punt block, especially that late in the game.
This kid who's responsible, and I hate to call him out just because the Rams won the game, but dude, you got to just be better. A kid by the name of Tanner Ingle, George, who's a backup safety who you never hear his name ever.
I know his name.
Yeah, I know you do because you probably saw a lot of his play because he probably played most of his action was in the preseason this year.
Correct, and he also was a member of the NC State Wolfpack, ACC. I know
you, bro.
Of course, we know you, bro. First season for a guy, and your job is to make sure that you hold the block on the punt long enough so that you hear the ball get kicked, and now it's time to get down the field. And you could see on the block punt, he didn't hold the block, and he literally turned around before the ball was even blocked to see the ball get blocked.
Yeah.
And that's got to get cleaned up. That you cannot have that kind of mental mistake in a game of this magnitude that late in the game. Just can't happen. But it did.
Mental mistakes.
Right. That's exactly right. But I am very bullish on the Rams going to Chicago. I don't think that will be the majority of people. I think people are going to pick the Bears, this incredible comeback team all season long, but I still like where the Rams are.
So even though your redemption tour is now off the rails, you still like the Rams against the Bears?
So redemption tour got knocked out because here's the thing about San Francisco, Philadelphia, and this is just kind of like I'm bottom lining it for me. Mm-hmm. One team has shown heart and resilience all year long.
Oh, heart, soul, resilience.
I mean,
Come on, Rinaldi, give it to me.
You lose all of these players, your star players, to injury, and moreover, you lose.
Moreover.
Yes, because it goes more and then over. You lose some of your best weapons, not to injury, but to attitude issues.
Yeah.
Your quarterback is hurt for a good part of the season, and nothing seems to stop the 49ers. They don't complain about it. They don't use it as an excuse. So the 49ers, and then last night, of course, losing George Kittle now to an Achilles injury. You would think that no team could handle this, but the 49ers have handled it.
And he's a heart and soul guy.
He is. On the other side, Philadelphia, they're a bunch of whiners, complainers. They're about me guys. And you know what? It played out. The Niners have heart, and the Niners are a team that can show you resilience. And the Eagles are a bunch of whiners and complainers and individual stat guys. And the team with resilience and heart won.
Well, I'll add this, that we kind of saw this coming all the way, right? Like, I think that most people, in retrospect, will agree with you. But there was this feeling of, well, the Eagles are so talented, they're defending champions, despite all the tumult within the locker room and you know, outwardly beyond the locker room, right, that they'd figure it out, right? And, well, they clearly didn't. And I think that that's something that everyone just kind of kept pushing aside. Oh, come playoff time, they'll be fine. And, yeah, eventually, you know, it becomes what, you know, Pat Riley said this about the Lakers, you know, when they finally started to lose after winning several championships. And it's called the disease of me. And you kind of nailed it, right? Guys are more interested in their individual accolades, in, you know, things outside of football, in them getting things done their way, et cetera, as opposed for the betterment of the team. And I think that eventually comes back to bite you, because football is the one sport. Like, look, every sport has a level of chemistry that needs to happen on the court, on the field, or whatever. But in football, I think it has to happen even more so, just because there's so many more guys that have to work in concert together. And when you have that many guys at each other's throat, it seems like, yeah, at some point that's going to be an issue.
Yep, and that is something that, to me, I look at this Rams-Bears game and upcoming, and I know we got a lot to do today in terms of what the Rams did, what the Bears did, et cetera, but you look at these two teams, I think a lot of people are going to take the Bears because of the impressive way the Bears came back and won. People are going to be unimpressed with Carolina, but you got the better coach and the better quarterback on the LA side, and I'm sticking with the Rams, man. Maybe it won't be the redemption tour I was looking for. Hey, maybe we'll get San Francisco to beat Seattle, and maybe we'll get the Rams to beat the Bears. And guess what? Maybe the Rams will host the NFC Championship again. How about that?
All right.
How about that?
724.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
Before you continue, I want to talk about how wrong you were about Josh Allen.
For now. He's still got 2 more weeks to choke.
Okay, that's fine. But
and you were getting nervous, too. You were getting nervous. It looked like Jacksonville was going to pull it out.
Listen, I thought Jacksonville was going to win the game. I picked that in our. I got to pick. I every pick wrong. I need the Steelers to get a win today so I can get one right. But here we go. So, yeah, I do want to get into that. And actually, you know, I want to dive further into chemistry on the field together, because Cappy, what you were saying a second ago actually plays into what I'm doing today, or who I'm interviewing today at this event I'm doing a little later.
Good. I can't wait to hear about it.
But first, George Sedano is going to tell us about his home away from home, LAX.
Yep, Los Angeles International Airport. The automated people mover trains are rolling as soon as possible as part of LAX's ongoing investment to improve your travel journey. Changes in the air at LAX. The new trains will quickly move guests between all terminals. The new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, the economy parking as well, all in 10 minutes or less. The trains will depart every 2 minutes, and they'll help approximately 30 million passengers per year. To learn more, go to this website, lawa.org/ESPN. That's lawa.org/ESPN.
7:26 in the morning. Monday, the 12th of January. You heard Sedano tease it. Josh Allen. It's coming, baby. We're going to talk about it 3 minutes from right now.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
John Ireland here for Blue Ice Huckleberry Vodka, crafted with real mountain huckleberries, Idaho State fruit. Think blueberries, but richer. Try pairing it with lemonade. So refreshing. Blue Ice Vodka, because taste matters.
It's Bethel Duran, and it's time to celebrate the new year with a new truck from Northridge and Wonders Toyota. Right now, lease a brand new 2025 Toyota Tacoma for just $84 a month for 36 months plus tax. And if you're thinking about a trade-in, your current ride could be worth more than you think. Northridge Toyota, Wondrous Toyota. They make it easy.
Tacoma Model 7162G. VIN number 3TYJDAHN 1ST037657. Lease excludes tax, title, license, registration fees, dealer options, and charges. $59.95 due at signing. $84 per month. Offer expires 1/31/2026.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Let me tell you why I went to VisionWorks in Orange County. First, it's so simple. Simple scheduling, so I booked my exam fast. Simple shopping, so I actually found frames I liked without overthinking it. And I love my new glasses. And here's the best part. VisionWorks backs it all with a 100-day guarantee. If your glasses aren't right, they'll make it right. VisionWorks OC. VisionWorks OC accepts most major insurance plans. And their eye experts will help you get the most out of your benefits. And they can if you don't have benefits. So if it's time for new glasses, do what I did. Head to one of the 7 OC locations. Go to VisionWorks and see the difference.
For a century, the Genesis Invitational has stood as one of golf's greatest stages, where legends rise and history is made. February 19th through 22nd, celebrate 100 years of championship golf. Experience the drama, the tradition, and the moments that define the Genesis Invitational. Tickets at genesisinvitational.com.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Rich Eisen here. Hiring for your small business can feel like a full-time job, but LinkedIn Jobs AI Assistant takes the heavy lifting out of it. It filters applicants based on the criteria you set and suggests 25 great fit candidates daily, so you can invite them to apply and keep things moving. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen, then promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI Assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Then promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI Assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
You're hanging out with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
By the way, speaking of tap it, go tap the like button, you mongrels.
Yeah, tap that like button, mongrels.
Let's go.
More Sedano and Kap right now.
7:30, good morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on for a Monday. On this day in 2017, maybe the biggest song of 2017, Despacito by Luis Fonsi featuring Daddy Yankee and Bieber was released, Cappy. You had to like Despacito.
I do love this song. I do. I didn't know it was Daddy Yankee.
Meanwhile, tonight is the night. ESPN LA is taking over the Kings game. The Kings host the Dallas Stars at 7 p.m. Scott Kaplan, Cappy, will be skating with the official ice crew to scrape the ice. DeMarco Farr will be on the Zamboni waving to all of you. And get this, our very own John Martin from our social media team will be singing the national anthem. John and his brother.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Man.
That's tonight, ESPN LA night
brother.
at Crypto.com Arena.
This. You know, John's saving me tonight, George. Did you know this?
Why is that?
Well, because Mason says that his moneymaker isn't exactly making money.
Well, you don't have a bone in the throat, as Dr. Clapper reminds us.
Correct. So there was talk at the end of last week, like that I was going to have to be the fill-in on the national anthem. And I've been stressing it all weekend long. You know what I mean? Like, should I just do a straight version? Do I go for a big finish? You know, I'm trying to figure this whole thing out, you know? And this morning when I picked up Chrissy here at 5:29 a.m. at the Anaheim train station, he told me the good news.
Yeah.
Which is that John and his brother, who are real professional singers and musicians, they're doing the national anthem tonight, which is way better.
Well, Sedano, I think you'll appreciate this quickly, and because I know we got to get to Josh Allen. After the show on Friday, Bergie and I kicked it around, and we just didn't want to put Cappy in a situation to where he could go viral for the wrong reasons.
Right, I go Carl Lewis.
Let me tell you something. I was just gonna say you're gonna be Carl Lewis all of a sudden.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Right. Uh-oh. At least Carl Lewis was a famous Olympian.
Do we have
I'm
that?
A nobody.
Can we find that?
Yes, give us.
Can
one
we please
second.
find that for like the younger people who don't know what the hell we're talking about? Carl Lewis, Olympian, champion,
star,
100-meter champion, long jump champion, gold medalist, right? Multiple times over and all this stuff. One of the greatest Olympians, American Olympians and Olympians in general of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And he decided to try to sing. And when he went to sing the national anthem, now I believe it was at an NBA game.
It was an NBA game,
It was at an NBA game somewhere. I don't recall exactly where it was.
Mm-hmm.
But he sang, and then his voice just kind of didn't hit the notes
All right,
properly.
we have it now. Let's pull it up here in the middle.
To be
midst of it.
kind? Yeah.
Oh, say, can you see? And the rockets, red flag.
That was
That's
my
the best
fear.
part right there.
That was my biggest fear, Yeah. I am I did not want that to happen to me. I did not want that viral moment. No Carl Lewis, no Roseanne Barr, nobody who's ever done a terrible anthem. I didn't want that all over me.
And given the culture of the world now, we don't want to be seen as like, are we making fun of the anthem by trotting out Scott Kaplan,
right?
San Diego's own?
Yeah. By the way, that
Yeah,
game,
we
George,
would never. If you pulled a Carl Lewis, we would definitely not claim you. We'd be
Right.
like Scott Kaplan of Kaplan and Crew.
Right. Hey, Bulls Nets, Chicago Stadium, 1993. That's where it happened.
There it is.
The best part about that, in the Sports Center, Charlie Steiner was doing it, and he called him Francis Scott Off-Key.
Yeah, that was great.
Charlie
That
Steiner was a
great.
great
Yeah.
Sports Center anchor. He really was.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
All right.
So, Cappy, let's talk about Josh Allen real quick before
Okay.
we get back to the Eagles for a second. What Josh Allen went through in that game was pretty insane when you think about it. He crunched his hand against one of his teammates' helmets, okay, his throwing hand,
right?
Okay, shook it off, no problem, okay? He got crunched again near the goal line early in the game. Just like bodies colliding, his knees getting caught up.
I thought he hyperextended his knee. I did. I thought he was out.
Bends the wrong way. Right. I thought he was done for the game at that point. Somehow gets up, finishes the drive, they score. Okay? And then on the tush push that, they pushed him like 10 yards.
I thought he scored.
He gets crunched. Right. But I also thought he got crunched again, all things considered, because this is after the knee was hyperextended the first time, and you got all these bodies falling on him. And he was getting drilled the whole game. But the one thing that really stood out to me is, and man, I couldn't believe some of the throws he made, because Jacksonville, if you watch, I don't know how much of that game you watched.
A lot of it.
Did you watch a lot of that game? Okay, great. There were free blitzers coming at him nearly the entire game, okay? And not only was he staring the barrel down while these guys are coming into his face, he was hitting guys in stride for huge chunk plays down the field, because there was this one play where Aluakon came in free on one end, straight ahead, and then Devin Lloyd on to his blind side per se. And so he's got two guys that somehow come at him free, and he zips the ball between them, kind of sidearm, because he notices the corner is flat-footed, because he thinks, well, he's already escaped a bunch of times. I'm just going to stand here kind of in a zone, right? So that way if he does run, I can tackle him. And, oh, no, he sees the guy who's flat-footed. All this while two guys are coming right at his face and his neck, and sidearm zips one to the receiver, who then as he's making an adjustment because he sees the corner is sitting to try to see if Allen's going to run, and it ends up being a huge gain. So, when you watch Josh Allen, Chris can all he wants. He is literally the most talented passer in the game right now.
Oh, talented passer. I mean, I've heard a lot of the
player,
ESPN,
period, whatever.
I've heard a lot of the ESPN former NFL players already this morning saying he's the best player. Not thrower, not quarterback, not dual threat. He's the best football player in the entire NFL. Now, everybody want to debate it, that's fine. But to your point, George, Jacksonville had the number one ranked defense going into this game. Buffalo's dealt with some injury issues as the year has gone on, and they're not considered to be as good as they have been in years past. That's why people are saying now, without Mahomes, without Lamar, without Burrow, could this be his year? And by the way, it might be. For all the pressure that Josh Allen faced this weekend, did you see his completion percentage? He was 28 of 35.
Yeah.
They were all over him all day. You mentioned the hand injury, the knee injury. I mean, the guy was 28 of 35. And
he was insane.
And sometimes, George, look, I took Jacksonville to win the game also because they finished the year 8 straight wins. Some of them were very impressive. Number 1 ranked defense. Trevor Lawrence having, kind of I don't know if I'll call it a breakout year, but a better year under a new head coach. But sometimes experience, head coach, quarterback combination, sometimes that pays off big time. And I actually believed in Jacksonville too soon. Because what I should have done was actually believed in Buffalo. It's the same thing with Philadelphia, San Francisco. I didn't believe in Philadelphia all year long. What did I think? They were all of a sudden going to all be bros and show up in the playoffs? And they were all going to get along and they were all going to stop bitching at one another? I should have believed in San Francisco because I saw San Francisco and how resilient they were all season long. And those were mistakes along the way that certainly cost me in my picks, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the Bills, just impressive stuff, man. And again, much like the Rams game, one of those games in the fourth quarter with 4 different lead changes. If you missed the stat earlier, going into this weekend, there had only been 4 or more lead changes in the fourth quarter of a National Football League playoff game 4 times in the history of the entire sport. It happened twice this weekend with the Rams and the Panthers and then the Bills and the Jags yesterday. So you really got to give the Bills a lot of love. In the last 2 seasons, you mentioned snapping the Jaguars' 8-game win streak. In the last 2 seasons, Josh Allen and the Bills have now snapped the Patriots' 11-game win streak this year. Last year, they snapped the Lions' 10-game win streak. They also snapped last year the Chiefs' 9-game winning streak. And then the Jaguars this year, their 8-game winning streak during this playoff run already.
You say impressive for Buffalo, and it was. Do you think that everybody is going to be down on the Rams because they just barely got by the Panthers? They were favored by 10.5.
But they're favored against the Bears.
What's the line in this game?
I believe it's 3.5.
Is that right? I did not look at the line yet early this morning. I didn't know that. I look at that just to go back to the Rams, and I give Carolina credit. Carolina came out, and for as bad as they played, when you were earlier, I was documenting how bad Carolina had been down the stretch. This was after they had beaten the Rams. They beat the Rams, and then they found a way to turn around and lose 3 of the next 4 games. They lost at New Orleans. They beat Tampa Bay. Then they lost to Seattle. Okay, we'll cut them a break there. And then they lost to Tampa Bay. So they lost 3 of their last 4 games after beating the Rams. And I think that people will say, well, the Rams are not impressive because they just barely got by Carolina. That's because most people don't believe in Carolina. And this was my whole point about Jacksonville. I believed in Jacksonville too early. Carolina's a team that's on the way.
Yeah.
They're not here yet.
Right.
Like Coach Prime would say, we coming. They ain't here yet.
By the way, we were looking at the spreads for this week, divisional playoff weekend. It's going to be interesting with our picks against the spread. A lot of wacky spreads already.
Oh, really?
Seattle by 7.
7.5.
7.5.
That's a lot.
That's a lot against the Niners.
Yeah, but we all saw what Seattle did to the Niners.
Bills
in the last
1.5. You know where I'm going. Why don't you guys tell us about our friends at Prize Picks?
Well, listen, Cappy, if you want sports action in the state of California, Prize Picks is the place to be. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. Your first $5 lineup gets you a $50 lineup bonus. And it's simple to play Prize Picks. It's more, it's less. There's a stat projection for every player imaginable. In football, let's say quarterbacks, right? It could be yards. It could be touchdowns. You go more, you go less. You bundle a couple together, you can win cold, hard cash.
But you know what? We always say with Prize Picks, it's good to be right. I always follow that up with it sucks to be wrong because this weekend, again, the Italian Stallion is not going to be loving me. He is not. I had Saquon Barkley yesterday to have more than 79.5 rushing yards. He had 106. But I made the mistake of thinking that the Rams were going to beat up on the Carolina Panthers. Obviously, that didn't happen. And Matthew Stafford, I played him for less than 269.5 passing yards under the thought that the Rams would not need Matthew Stafford late. Well, of course, that's exactly the opposite of what happened. They did need Matthew Stafford late, and he wound up passing for 304 yards. So It has been a rough couple of weeks here on Prize Picks, but I'll tell you this. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep on going back. I'm going to keep on playing, and I'm going to find winners. I will find winners. That I assure you. But don't follow my picks right now. Don't do that.
Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Yeah, we should also remind everybody, download the Prize Picks app, use the code KAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, make your first $5 lineup, get $50 in lineups thereafter, and good luck to everybody because I suck right now.
Wait. Well, you were busy telling people how much you suck.
So bad. God, it was so bad.
You're saying the read wasn't great?
No, the read was okay, but it was all right.
I don't think the read can always be about how you suck at Prize Picks.
No, it's going to be. I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to start having the read be about how great I am at Prize Picks, like I was a few weeks ago.
7:42.
Maybe the Italian Stallion should be doing the Prize Picks.
How about if Italian Stallion makes my picks for me?
All right. Well, you get with them on that. I don't know. Sedano, give me a titillating tease.
Well, I still want to get into a number of things, including how the NFC West is making history right now as we speak, considering the 3 teams are in the playoffs in the second round. And I do want to get into Cappy's commentary on really in-house chemistry on teams and how it matters, because it does correlate and relate to something I'm doing today.
All of that next. 3 minutes from right now, the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on a Monday, sucker.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Focus Features presents the film Hamnet from director Chloe Zhao and producers Steven Spielberg and Sam Mendes. Discover the untold story behind Shakespeare's greatest masterpiece. Winner of more audience awards than any film this year, Hamnet is a monumental cinematic experience. And now it's the Critics' Choice Award winner for Best Actress, Jessie Buckley. Hamnet is the best picture of the year. Hamnet, rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for children under 13. Now playing only in theaters.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. If you're ready to upgrade your driving experience, you gotta go and check out what's happening at Cadillac and their incredible new lineup of state-of-the-art EVs, sedans, and SUVs. And hey, look, there's no better place to experience the luxury of Cadillac than at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Check out Cadillac of Beverly Hills and their beautiful showroom at 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. And check them out on the web at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Gangsta.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams winter sale and get 30% off paints and stains January 9th through the 19th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Progressive knows there's no one more important to your team than your pet. They're like your top draft pick.
And it looks like Chuck has selected Pepper the Corgi. Bold pick there, Deborah.
Yeah, Red Pepper has a high ceiling for sure, but he does have a tendency to bark at every tree.
Yeah, he brings a lot to the table, but also takes a lot off of it, especially when it's been left near the edge.
Nothing left to do now, but suit him up for the dog park.
Protect your top draft pick from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. You're starting your day with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on ESPN LA. Don't forget my show. The Rich Eisen Show is coming up this morning at 9 on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Now, back to the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Get the smoke. You can't keep up with the Joneses.
746. Cappy, you know what this is the theme song to? Your Friends and Neighbors on Apple TV with John Hamm.
Oh, yeah.
But also with Amanda Peet. And yesterday, Amanda Peet on January 11th turned 54. And, of course, that show, one of my gripes was everybody just wanted to sleep with Amanda Peet, and that was like the whole show.
Right, you didn't like that.
I don't need to see so much of Amanda Peet having sex.
Yeah, but she's really good at it.
Well, maybe. And it's a phenomenal show.
I mean, right?
But
yeah,
you
are right.
I don't need like 4 different people going after Amanda Peet, and we got to see it at all times.
I know, but she inspired me in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
She did. Because I was like, let's try that.
Couldn't get to sleep, huh?
I want to do it just like that right there.
In the pew of a church?
Not in the pew of the church, in the privacy of the home. But whatever she's doing, let's try that.
All right.
You know, really good at it. Or she's just a great actress.
Maybe. Also,
can you imagine in real life? It's like, yeah, she's not so...
Yesterday, January 11th, back in 1949, it snowed in Los Angeles for the first time that we know of. And we're talking about real snow, not the
the other kind of snow.
Yeah.
Great snow.
Will it be snowing Saturday night in Chicago? Or Sunday night, if the Rams get the night window? Yeah. We will know after tonight's game what the window will be. That's not good if they get that nighttime window. Sedano.
Oh, why would you say that? Because of the cold?
Because it's going to be cold, man.
Yeah, whatever.
You know, the thing is,
I saw play in the elements anyway.
I see a lot of people complaining about the way this thing goes. Like, so here are the Rams that played on Saturday, yet they'll play on Sunday. Whereas teams like Pittsburgh, for example, or Houston, whoever, they play on Monday. They have to turn around and play a shorter schedule, a shorter week. I mean, just there's a lot of complaining out there about why do the teams on Saturday play the following Sunday when the teams that play on Sunday play the Saturday. These guys are getting more rest. These guys are getting less rest, et cetera. They're like, why does San Francisco play Sunday and then have to turn around and play Saturday at Seattle when Seattle's been sitting around resting? So there's a lot of kvetching out there about these playoffs and the way they're currently set up.
Whoopie-doo. Take it up with Goodell.
Yeah. Yeah, not with me. I don't care. Just get out there and play ball.
So, Cappy, the NFC West is the 4th division in the history of the sport with 3 teams in the divisional round in the same season. Now, it did happen recently in 2022. The NFC East had it with the Eagles, Giants, and Cowboys.
Okay.
But prior to that, you got to go 97, the NFC Central at the time, which doesn't even exist anymore in that, capacity. Packers, Vikings, Bucks. 1992, the NFC East did it again, Cowboys, Eagles, and Washington. So it's very rare that you get 3 teams in the second round of the playoffs, but yet we've talked about it all year, right? You know, people always hear us say, oh, toughest division in the sport, toughest division in the sport, toughest division in the sport. Well, here you have it, toughest division in the sport.
Right, 3 times because you got 3 teams. But I'll tell you, this is why, you know, when I look again, I know it's Monday, but I'm already thinking about the upcoming weekend, even though I'm still contemplating what happened this past weekend. You know, if you've got the best division in football between Seattle, San Francisco, and the Rams, and those 3 teams, George, it could have been any one of those 3 that could have been the number 1 overall seed. Remember, the Rams were the first team to qualify. Then they lost that game in kind of a fluky way to Seattle. Then Seattle beat San Francisco, and so Seattle ultimately emerged as the winner of the division and the number 1 overall seed. But between the 3 teams, it could have been any of the 3 given the combinations. And so because I think these 3 teams and this division is so much better than everybody else, that's why I believe that the Rams will go to Chicago and win that game. I know that the odds makers want us to believe that Seattle's going to blow San Francisco out. I don't believe that. Even though we saw what Seattle did to San Francisco last time out, I do believe that there's a real legitimate chance that San Francisco could go to Seattle and win, and the Rams go to Chicago and win. And next week we might be talking about the NFC Championship, a game again, round 2, between San Francisco and L.A. in SoFi Stadium. I actually do believe that can happen. Anybody buying that?
I agree.
George, you're not buying it.
I guess.
I mean,
it's possible.
Coaching, coaching. Look at Shanahan and they just keep winning, finding ways to win. The whole next man up thing, I feel like they seem like a much stronger team, and they got great coaching, obviously.
And to lose George Kittle in that game yesterday, and I'm sure you guys have all seen the quote where Kittle says to his teammates, hey, guys, I'm not dead. Let's go. Come on, man. There's still a game to be played here. Let's go. Let's get out there and win that game. And you lose, top-level defensive ends. You lose top-level wide receivers. And now you finally make it to the playoffs after having a spectacular season, and you lose your top-level tight end, who, by the way, had missed time during the year as well. You've faced more injury adversity than anybody else in the league. And you've saw teams crumble like Tampa Bay, like Indianapolis. Those teams crumbled. Somehow, some way, San Francisco has stayed alive. And I'm not ruling them out as possibly going to Seattle and pulling off the upset.
Yeah, but they had the benefit of playing a complete disaster and drama in the Eagles. There were A.J. Brown and the coach are fighting on the sidelines. I mean, come on.
True.
You're not going to have that with Seattle.
That may be true, but, listen, Philadelphia is still a very talented team, number one, and number two.
Yeah, but they couldn't get out of their own way.
That is fair, but they are also a team that was the defending champion. They were at home. They were healthier of the two. So there were a lot of things that you say.
I mean, Sirianni needed Fat Dom to separate A.J. Brown and him. Do you see Fat Dom make an appearance?
I think he goes by Big Dom.
Oh, Big Dom?
Big Dom.
Not Fat Dom?
I don't think they goes by Fat Dom.
Big.
I don't think.
But did you notice he's got the Italian flag
big.
stitched into his hat in the back? Did you
I
see
didn't see that.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. That's how we knew it was Big Dom.
That's him. Yeah, Big Dom. Yeah,
Not Fat Dom?
Not Fat Dom. He's a big boy.
And they're also a veteran team, whereas, Mike McDonald has never coached a playoff game before as a head coach. So, and they have a lot less chemistry, I guess, like long term.
I also wonder about teams that have been sitting around and getting healthy and watching, having that time off versus teams that are playing and keep their timing going and have the energy rolling. So again, I'm not convinced here today on Monday that San Francisco is going to get destroyed by Seattle the way they did in the last time they played and the way Vegas seems to think it's going to go. George, you were saying, though, about chemistry, about team chemistry, that it had something to do with where you are today.
Well, no. I mean, you were talking about the Eagles just now a second ago. And so today I'm in Miami because the NBA hosts like a business conference. This is right up your alley. You would love something like this. So all 30 teams are represented by their business staffs, and sometimes the owners, governors, et cetera, are also in the house. There's usually about like 500 or 600 people at this event. Mm-hmm. And, all the top league officials are there too. And they have like a keynote speaker, and it's usually someone that is involved with the league in some sponsorship role or whatnot. So this year, the keynote speaker is a gentleman named Sumit Singh, who is the CEO of Chewy, the pet brand, mm-hmm. right? The pet shop brand, basically, the online e-commerce pet shop brand. And so I have to talk to this guy for 45 minutes today. So I did a little kind of research on him. I did a lot of reading on him. And then I got a chance to listen to a podcast that he was on. And he talked about how, they asked about loyalty and how he was able to get loyalty from both his customers and his team alike. Mm-hmm. And he talked about, particularly with, he talked about buy-in, which is very similar to what you hear in sports, right? The other day when we were talking about the Lakers, I asked JJ, what does it look like optimally when you have those three guys working in concert, right? Of LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves. And he said, I need buy-in. I need those guys to figure out the stats don't matter, right? He made the analogy of in a video game, you can kind of will people to have certain stats and still win the game, but this isn't a video game. In real life, guys need to sacrifice on some nights, and some nights you're going to score, and some nights you're going to be the rebounder, and some nights you're going to need to be the assist guy, or some nights you're going to have to play defense, et cetera, et cetera. And what this guy was talking about in this podcast, Sumit Singh, the CEO of Chewy, was that he makes sure that his team has buy-in and that they understand that the most important thing is resolving the customer's issue. And he made one example about how if you call Chewy, you call their 800 number, that they will pick up within 2 rings, which is very rare. Obviously, if you call an 800 number, more times than not, it rings forever and ever and ever. And then they really personalize their stuff. They use AI in a way to help them figure out people's tendencies on purchasing and things of that nature. But customer service is the most important thing. And teamwork is the most important thing. And he used 2 examples in this podcast. One of where a lady was calling in to buy something for her dog. And the lady asked, what's your dog's name? And she said, Becky. And she's like, well, how did you end up on calling the dog Becky? He's like, I love Beyonce and that song Becky with the good hair. And what they ended up doing was the company sent that lady a CD of Beyonce with an artist who drew a portrait of their dog, because they, on the lady's profile, she had a picture of her dog. The artist, so they sent her a CD of Beyonce, which, CD, this is years ago now, but CDs are still around. And they sent a portrait of the dog. Then there was another example of how their team goes above and beyond to help each other and to help their customers and to help their fans in this particular case, by this one lady who was an elderly lady in New York City who had her doorman was not available, and she couldn't go down and get the box. So she called Chewy and says, I can't go down and bring up the box because I have stairs. Like, I don't have an elevator, and I'm an elderly woman. So what the representative at Chewy did was they ordered the lady a pizza. They called the local pizza shop, and they delivered her a pizza, and they tipped the pizza delivery guy extra. They told the pizza guy, the pizza shop, hey, we're going to give you an extra tip, electronically, if you bring this lady's box from us upstairs with her with the pizza. So this lady not only gets a free pizza, but she got her box delivered to her. So long story short, this guy is all about teamwork, right? And being on the same page and making sure that you're working towards a common goal. And their common goal is to have the utmost customer service. No matter what it takes, just make sure that the customer feels right. And you can apply that to sports in a lot of ways, too, by just making sure you're fighting for the same cause. And to your point earlier, the Eagles were not fighting for their own cause, for the same cause. They were fighting for individual causes, which we saw the entire season, but we eventually just kind of shrugging our shoulders saying, oh, they're so talented, they'll get over it. But teamwork does really matter, basically, whether that's football or it applies to business as well.
I would just tell you this, getting back to the Eagles and what happened yesterday against San Francisco, everything you just said sounds right on to me. But I'll just say it comes down to this. One team has the heart and resiliency to overcome their obstacles, San Francisco, and one team was a bunch of complainers, a bunch of whiners, a bunch of individuals who were more concerned about their own stats and their own money and their own endorsements and whatever else. And instead of putting all of their problems aside and saying we've got to have a common goal, whether we're all best friends or not, it doesn't matter. We got to go out there and play for each other. Otherwise, this doesn't work. And that is why we saw San Francisco be able to go cross-country, injured and depleted as they were, and beat the defending champs on their home field. That's why. Because of customer service.
Well, you know who also is big on who's also big on customer service, and maybe he'll deliver you a pizza too. That's Jacob and Ronnie.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's there to take care of you. His common goal is to make sure you're okay after an accident. And look, it's a new year. Everybody's talking about new year, new me. Well, maybe you're cutting off the toxic X, blocking a few numbers, cleaning out your contacts, trying to protect your peace. But while you're doing all that, there's one number you absolutely need to add to your phone right now, and that's 800-345-6789. It's simple. It's in order. 800-345. Go.
6-7. Oh, you almost did it, Sedano. 6-7.
I almost did it.
Yeah.
8-9. There you go. You can remember that half asleep. Accident or injury, call the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie. You call Jacob and Ronnie at that number, Cappy,
800-345-6789.
Right. You got a new year. You got new goals. Maybe you got a new job. Maybe you got a new routine in the gym. But when it comes to protecting you and your family after a crash, it is the same deal with Jacob, the same guy who's been fighting for Angelinos for nearly 3 decades, the same firm that does not get paid unless they win for you, no fees unless he wins. And by the way, the law office of Jacob and Ronnie, the official sponsor of the L.A. Lakers, George.
Yes, sir, Cappy. And again, so when you see the purple and gold lights, remember, Jacob is in your corner, too. Look, nobody wakes up planning to get themselves rear-ended on the 405 or hitting a crosswalk, God forbid, on the way to work.
Cappy, come on.
What?
What?
What? Keep going, Georgie. Don't listen to me and Morales.
Okay.
Don't listen to us. It's like
That's
preschool over here.
All right. That's why you save the number when something happens and for before something happens. Open your phone, create a new contact, type call Jacob, lock it in,
800-345-6789.
89.
Right.
800-345-6789.
67.
New year, new energy, new chances, same Jacob, same fight, same commitment. Call Jacob, protect your future with one easy number. You won't forget it. I'll do it myself. 800-345-6789.
I really thought at the beginning of that when you said new year, new me, maybe you're cutting off that toxic ex I was like, what? Are you talking to me?
You're a bad guy, Cappy. You're getting me in trouble. Your antics. 8:02 on a Monday, the 12th of January. Thank you for listening. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on 710 ESPN, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station. We will continue fun and frivolity reaction to the NFL playoffs wild card weekend. The Rams, maybe even a little Lakers. We're back in 3 minutes and 45 seconds from right now.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino. See for yourself what made readers of Newsweek and USA Today name Pechanga the best casino outside of Las Vegas. When you're a guest at Pechanga, you're treated to world-class resort amenities, exceptional entertainment, dining, spa, golf, and of course, 24/7 gaming excitement. The casino floor is huge. 1,100 hotel rooms and suites. It makes Pechanga one of the largest in the country. Just off I-15 in Temecula. Visit Pechanga.com or call this number, 888-PECHANGA, for reservations or more info.
Hey, Laker fans, are you juggling work and family, chasing big goals while keeping everything else on track? You're in Ander, and National University gets it. That's why they have flexible online courses, career-focused programs, and real support for busy students who do it all. Whether you're building a career, raising a family, or going after your next big win, NU helps you crush your end game and your end game. Make your move at nu.edu.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Buenos dias. Buenos dias indeed, Shohei. Join DeMarco Farr and Sua Kravitz. Oh, Sua! Live this Wednesday, from 3 to 6 p.m. at Sleep Number in Torrance at PCH on right there, Pacific Coast Highway. Win tickets to the next Rams game at SoFi. A signed Matthew Stafford jersey or a Kyron Williams jersey, plus a special meet and greet with Rams legend Vince Ferragamo. Look at that. That's this Wednesday at Sleep Number in Torrance, powered by Sleep Number. Your comfort, your choice. We're back in 2 minutes from right now.
For a century, the Genesis Invitational has stood as one of golf's greatest stages, where the game's legends make their mark and history is written.
It's official. The round that will long be remembered. Oh, yes! Ludwig Oberg.
February 19th through 22nd, celebrate 100 years of championship golf. Experience the drama, the tradition, and the moments that define the Genesis Invitational. Get your tickets now at genesisinvitational.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNLAcontests.com.
That's ESPNLAcontests.com.
Morales here, and if you're in the market for a new ride, there's only one place to go. You know where it is, the Big Cat, Felix Chevrolet. You know, the one right off the 110 in downtown LA with that classic black cat, Felix the Cat, smiling down on Figueroa. They've been serving Angelitos for over 100 years with unbeatable deals, an amazing selection, and service that treats you like family. A la familia. So whether it's a brand new Chevy or a certified pre-owned, make your next stop Felix Chevrolet. Head over to Felix Chevrolet, the Big Cat today. Ask for my guy, the GM Nicky D, and say, hey, I want to see that big cat.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
4? Man, my drives have been getting weaker and weaker. The same thing happened to me when I turned 40. Men over 40 lose more than just their golf game. Energy, strength, stamina, it all goes downhill. I got Nugenix Total T2 and started feeling like my old self in no time.
America's most trusted testosterone-boosting brand is back. Nugenix Total T2. Crafted with a unique new formula that combines the ultimate free and total testosterone booster with a powerful nitric oxide booster that works in just 3 hours. Feel like a new man, leaner, stronger, with more energy and drive. Get your complimentary bottle today by texting BACK to 369-369 now.
All right, let's test this out. Wow, that's on the green, man. Looks like I got my drive back.
Text BACK to 369-369 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2. Text now and we'll even throw in a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. FDA. Product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Mornings on ESPN LA will never be the same.
Quack, quack. I get parents telling me all the time that the kids in the car love the quack. They're now into the quack, quack.
Listen, I am a role model for the youth of America.
Oh, we know that.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on. Back to Sedano and Kap.
8:07. There you go, quack, quack. Good morning. Monday, the 12th of January, 2026, Cappy. And yesterday, January 11th, back in 1999, The Sopranos premiered on HBO. Speaking of Fat Dom.
Woke up this morning. Yeah. I love the open to this show. I love
It was amazing.
Coming through the Lincoln Tunnel.
Back when I used to smoke cigars, I reenacted this many times.
Yeah?
My own cars.
Driving
Not on the
through-
Lincoln Tunnel, just driving and smoking a cigar.
Driving out into New Jersey, and you just see all those stacked pipes, and you've gone from New York City through the Lincoln Tunnel out to Jersey. And for those of you that have ever done that drive, I mean, it's so recognizable. I mean, it's like no different than anything else around here in L.A., right? Like anytime you see a show or a movie, and you're like, I know where that is. I know that sign. It was so recognizable. Wow, 1999, huh?
Long time ago.
27 years ago. See that we're getting a lot of Bears fans this morning in our YouTube chat.
I think ESPN Chicago, our sister station,
Yeah.
WMVP, AM 1000, is probably talking about us. Because, they got a Cap, too, in the morning.
Right. That's my understanding.
They got David Kaplan.
They invaded us?
Mm-hmm.
Well, a few people are, just nonstop posting the Bears stuff. And it's like, all right, guys, calm down.
There was the guy in Toronto who was the Levitard listener who was in the chat all the time during the World Series, too. So there was they do invade occasionally.
But the Bears fans that are in our YouTube chat are like, no one's taking you guys seriously. You just barely beat Carolina. Wait a second. Hold on. That is fair. That is true. It was a 3-point victory for the Rams over the Panthers, who lost 3 of their last 4 games and backed their way into the playoffs. I will acknowledge all of that. That is all fair. It's fair game. But if you're a Bears fan, what did you guys do? Oh, we made another great comeback. You did? Because what I saw was Brandon McManus of the Green Bay Packers miss an extra point and then miss a 44-yard field goal. And so that, to me, is the difference in that game. I could argue very easily that Green Bay lost that game much more than Chicago won that game. I mean, Green Bay opened the door. And listen, I take nothing away from Caleb. I'm super happy for that young man because we're watching a kid who we all got to see win a Heisman Trophy become a real leader. We're watching that happen.
I mean, think about this, Cappy. Caleb Williams, and this was before the Drake May game. This stat was out there. Caleb Williams is the 63rd starting quarterback to win a playoff game since the last time the Raiders won a playoff game when they beat the Titans in 2002 with Rich Gannon. So, I mean, you got to give Caleb a lot of credit. I mean,
Wait a minute. Hold on.
To be the 63rd
that was right
player.
a shot at Bergie's head.
Yeah.
To be the 63rd quarterback to win a playoff game since the Raiders last won a playoff game, I mean, that's an impressive deal.
You hear that, Bergie? He's
How long you been sitting on that one, Sedano?
For about an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah. And by the way, it's now 64 because Drake May then won a game after that yesterday, as we saw. But just to the Bears fans, listen, the Bears have certainly had a horseshoe up there, you-know-what, and good for them, okay? Caleb Williams has more, and the Bears fans are excited. Do you want to know why, Cappy? Because he has more wins against the Packers as a Bears quarterback than anyone, basically, since, 1992. Since Brett Favre arrived, right? They've had Favre, Rodgers, and now Jordan Love, right?
That's it. 3 guys.
No.
Just 3 guys. That's it. I mean, just my point is, I mean, how many organizations do that? Where they have 3 straight quarterbacks who are first-round picks. Well, I guess in the case of Favre, he was a second-round pick who was traded there from Atlanta. But you have 3 quarterbacks, 2 Hall of Famers automatically, and a kid who's still kind of on his way. But to your point, keep going.
He has him and Rex Grossman have the most wins against the Packers since 1992. Both have 3. Oh, Kyle Orton is in there. Sorry, he has 3 as well. Wow. Jim Harbaugh has 2 wins, okay? He's 4th on the list.
Damn.
So, I mean, that goes to show you how little success they've had against the Packers, period, let alone in the playoffs. Yeah. Like you gotta give Caleb credit. You got to give the Bears fans, their due. Their team is actually playing well. They've had a rough go of it, particularly at that position, and it feels like they've found their guy. And that stat was really for Berge because Berge, I believe in like week 2, said Caleb stinks.
So I did say I'll give you this. Caleb has looked fantastic the rest of the year. He makes plays late in games over and over and over again. He had a crazy play. I think it was to a Dunze where he was like jumping to the side. Mm-hmm. He has really proven me wrong for this year because over and over again he makes big plays when it matters.
But here's what Chicago has done all year long, and this is why you guys tell me how many people actually in that Green Bay Chicago game were like, "This game's over, forget it, I'm out."
It was 21-3.
Right. My girlfriend said to me,
I was honestly falling asleep.
Yeah, I went to sleep.
Like, I was on the couch kind of dozing off, and I was like, all right, let me just stay on this. And then as it kept getting closer and closer, I got more and more engaged. But no joke, during one of the commercials, I almost dozed off. And then, the game came back on, and it just kind of woke me up. So I was ready to punt on that game.
My girlfriend, Rachel, as you guys all know her, she said to me, why are we still watching this? This game's over. And I said, oh, no, it's not over yet.
Scott!
I said, I'm telling you. I said, the Bears.
How much grief did you get for watching playoff football this weekend?
Well, not as much as you would have thought. Truth be told, not as much as you would have thought. Because imagine this. I flew to Mammoth on Thursday.
Right.
I was able to get Rachel to watch the Indiana-Oregon game on Friday night.
Well, that one you could have turned off early. That was over by halftime.
No doubt. And
Not even first quarter.
Yeah, I think it was, 35-3 or 35-7 going into half?
35-7 at the halftime, right. Yeah.
But then Saturday, it was such a perfect, beautiful day up in Mammoth. The snow was amazing. The weather was perfect. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I got to go. I mean, I've done my skiing today. I got to go. I got to go see this Rams game. And then to make matters worse, I sat there and made her watch this Green Bay-Chicago game. She said, this game's over. This game sucks. I'm like, no. It's not over. The thing about teams like Chicago and Denver, those two stick out the most more than anybody this season. Those games are never over. You've seen Denver make a massive comeback. They were down 19-0 in the fourth quarter against the lowly New York Giants and found a way to come back and win. And the Bears have persevered all season long. Their coach, first-year coach, second-year quarterback. These guys are on their way. But you're playing against a Super Bowl champion coach and quarterback combination this upcoming weekend, and the Rams are on a mission. And I know it's everybody, we're all on a mission. I'm telling you, the Rams are on a Super Bowl mission this year, and even though it wasn't pretty, and even though it was only a 3-point win when they were 10.5-point favorites, the Rams are going to win this game in Chicago. So all you Bears fans that have come into our YouTube channel today and you're part of our chat, we'll all talk Monday, a week from today, about how the Rams are advancing.
I mean, listen, sometimes Bears on a Monday morning, it's not the worst thing.
No, it's all right.
8:15, Cappy, why don't we talk about our friend Damon Wines at Sellers Advantage?
I would love to. Hey, listen, if you are contemplating selling your home for a variety of reasons, you're downsizing, the kids are all gone, you inherited a home, it's a major headache, you don't want to deal with it, you're ready to cash out and go elsewhere. Whatever your reason is for selling your home, Sellers Advantage can help. Because we can help you take advantage of all of that equity. And if you're ready to do that, you need to call Sellers Advantage because they'll buy your home as is. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747. When you sell a home through a real estate agent, that is going to be time-consuming. It is going to cost you a lot of money because that real estate agent's going to come in and go fix the walls, fix the landscaping, paint this, get a new toilet in this bathroom, and you're spending $30,000, $40,000. You don't want to do that. You want to sell as fast as possible, and you want to make as much as possible. So don't put money out to bring more money back in. By the way, no guarantee. Take the money right now. Sellers Advantage is ready to pay you in cash, and they can make this transaction happen fast. Or if you go, hey, I'm ready to sell, but I can't move for 3 more months, we'll make that work for you as well. And how about this? How about a $20,000 advance for moving and other expenses? We make selling easy and painless. So if it's time to sell your home, call Sellers Advantage first for that free no-obligation offer, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or sellersadvantage.com.
8:16, shit on it. Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, by the way, shout out to all our Uber drivers listening out there. I've been in a bunch of Ubers recently who, they're big Sedano and Cap fans, Cappy. I ran into one yesterday who is also doubles as an official around Southern California. He refs high school football. He refs basketball as well. He even refs Mateo's little league basketball league. My man Willis, who came to an event of ours one time at HPC. So shout out. But literally a lot of Uber drivers getting around listening to Sedano and Cap, loving the switch to the morning, Cappy.
I'm also loving the switch to the morning, and I, of course, would say lovingly, what you talking about, Willis?
There you go. Next time he comes to one of our events, you can just say that to him. There you have it.
That was an 80s television reference for the kids in the audience.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
For you youngsters out there.
But let's talk a little bit about the kind of the way things will move forward here a little bit, unless there's something else you want to discuss about what still transpired over the weekend. Is there anything you haven't discussed that you want to discuss?
Well,
do you want to get the Chargers thing out of your system now?
Oh, no, I don't want to get the Chargers thing out of my system at all. In fact, I would prefer if you – because to me, here's what I think. I think you're not interested in the Chargers losing to the Patriots last night. That's how I feel.
No, I watched the whole game.
Okay. I mean –
I was sitting on a flight watching the entire game.
Was that an impressive performance last night by the Chargers?
No, I would actually say Jim Harbaugh got completely outcoached in that game. Mike Vrabel was absolutely in his bag, and Jim had no answers. And if anything, Jim, when he tried to just kind of do some stuff, it felt like even out of character. And look, the offensive line at some point was going to, when you have that many guys out, 3 starters, the fact that they even made the playoffs, which you wrote them off, okay? You did. Let's at least admit that. They made the playoffs, and they got obliterated. They couldn't keep Justin Herbert upright every time he dropped back, particularly in the second half especially. It felt like he was completely under duress. And I want to say this, it wasn't even just the pass rush. To me, the most important aspect of the Patriots' defense throughout the entirety of the game, because the pass rush was great in the second half particularly, but in the whole game, their secondary is freaking phenomenal. Christian Gonzalez might be one of the best DBs in the freaking sport, man. Like, that guy was all over every single receiver yesterday. I just think this. Look, Keenan Allen is older, whatever, but if you look at the rest of that group with the passing game, I think that they've got some good young players there. I think, the running game, which they had a 0 running game yesterday, I think a lot of that is the offensive line. If they can just keep their offensive line upright and protect Herbert, run the ball a little bit, I think they're going to be good over the next couple of years. They're still going to be a playoff team, and they're going to have a chance to be in it. And if you have a chance to be in it, anything can happen once you get to these one-game scenarios.
So you say I wrote them off and I said that they weren't going to make the playoffs. Look, I pick against the Chargers every week. It's pure hate. It is built-in bias. We've talked about it all season long. But I'm trying to explain to you, and you refuse to listen to me. But one day you will say to me, Cap, you were right. The football gods decide these sorts of things. And the football gods, it doesn't matter if it's Jim Harbaugh or Mike McCoy or Norv Turner. It doesn't matter who the coach is. It doesn't matter what city. It doesn't matter what stadium. It doesn't matter what quarterback. I'm just here to tell you that it's an ownership thing. Perhaps one day, if the Spanos family actually sold the Chargers, perhaps then the football gods would look down and say, all right, we're ready to right this thing. But when you've screwed over every player has left that franchise pissed. From Lance Allworth all the way back in the old days, to Drew Brees, to LaDainian Tomlinson, to Rodney Harrison, who they brought back, to what they did to Junior Seau, to Dan Fouts. The list goes on and on. This is an ownership problem, and I promise you the football gods will not allow it.
I'm not here to defend the Spanos family or whatever. You know the history way better than me. But no offense, like, Cap, I would say 99% of NFL teams operate exactly the way you discussed, okay? Where they get rid of guys at a certain point, they move on from guys. I mean, the Rams let Cooper Kupp walk. So, like, does that make the Rams, some sort of franchise that is should be you would look at distastefully? Of course not.
No.
It's business.
It is. But the Rams let Cooper Kupp go after Cooper Kupp was already an MVP and was already a Super Bowl champion. And unfortunately for Cooper Kupp, they had to make a business decision. Cooper Kupp has gone on, got to go home, and finds himself in the number 1 seed with home field advantage. So let's not feel so bad for Cooper Kupp. Everything worked out for him.
Right, but you're sitting here talking about and bemoaning the fact that they've, moved on from guys or whatever. Everybody leaves pissed. That's the NFL.
Moved on is one thing. Disrespecting legends on the way out the door is different. Cooper Kupp was not disrespected. Cooper Kupp may not have liked. I don't think so. I mean, I don't. Cooper Kupp was not. Cooper Kupp was a great player, and Cooper Kupp is a very likable guy. And I was sorry to see Cooper Kupp go. But can we admit one thing?
Okay,
Devontae Adams was an upgrade.
Dude, I told you that in the preseason when people were freaking out, going, "Oh my God, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams sucks. Look what he did with the Jets." I'm like, "Are you guys out of your mind? Like, he's way better than Cooper Kupp at this stage." So you're preaching to the choir. But again, Cap, you know this. You had a cup of coffee in the NFL, okay? There are very few instances of guys finishing their careers with one team, or let alone one team winning a Super Bowl like John Elway or whatever. I mean, it just doesn't happen in that sport. For God's sake, Aaron Rodgers is on his 3rd freaking team.
That is true. However, all I'm going to tell you is this. The history of the Chargers and the history of their ownership, this is the way they have wronged people on the way out the door. And so for me, this is the way I look at things. The football gods have not yet
Well, no,
excused
you've
them.
said it because they wronged you.
Yeah, they wronged
That's
me.
the difference.
They did wrong me, but
They wronged you, and this is why you look at it this way.
I'm a speck on their tuchus. I'm a little tiny pimple on their tuchus. Junior Seau is a big giant boil. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, all I'm getting at is this, George. I keep trying to tell you guys this. You hype them, and I don't mean just you. Everybody hypes the Chargers. They got a great quarterback. They got the best coach. They got the best quarterback. They got the best
Well, I didn't say they had the best coach. That was Evan Cohen saying that Jim Harbaugh was the best coach in town.
You have glazed Harbaugh all season long.
He's a good coach.
He is
but
a good
you know
coach.
what? He got his ass handed to him yesterday.
And not only got his ass handed to him, there was one play in particular. It was late in the game, about 2:45, maybe 3 minutes to go in the game. The Chargers are down 16-3. But I'm sitting there. I'm keeping quiet, by the way. I'm not really talking in our group chat. I'm not talking on social media because I know this game is not over. It's a 2-score game, and it is not over. And so there's about 3 minutes to go in the game, and the Chargers are in their 2-minute offense, and they make a substitution. Now, when you make a substitution on offense, the defense has the accommodation of they get to make a substitution. So now the referee is standing there to Justin Herbert going, you can't start the play. The clock is running, and and the Patriots suck 40 seconds off the clock. And during the broadcast, it is actually
Collinsworth pointed it out.
Collinsworth's going, what is Harbaugh doing? He's getting out-coached. Yes, he was out-coached. Look, the offensive line was battered all season long, but New England's pass rush was not exactly their calling card. They annihilated Justin Herbert last night. And because the secondary was so good, to your point, where Ladd McConkey and Keenan Allen and these guys, they get 3 passes thrown their way. Keenan Allen had 8 targets, had three receptions. The secondary blanketed the receivers so well that all the stunting and all the blitzing that New England was doing in the early part of that game, they annihilated Herbert, crushed him. And by the way, you talk about the offensive linemen that were available. The number of false start penalties that they incurred, not to mention the false starts that weren't even called, they got destroyed. They didn't score a touchdown. So for as great as they were and the great year that they had and all the expectations of Harbaugh, they're still the Chargers. That's my point.
I think we need to rack them.
Rack me.
Fight again.
What? Play that again, Lindsay?
I'll lay down and bleed a while, and we'll rise and fight again.
By the way, let's play Herbert after the game last night, talking about not being able to get over the hump still.
Realizing that obviously the emotions are still raw. What is your confidence in yourself that you will be able to get over this hump eventually, get a playoff win, make a playoff run? I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, and hasn't happened, so we'll have to reevaluate and see what happens.
Guess what, Justin Herbert? Charlie checked down every playoff season. I mean, it's only been a few, but still.
No, but think about it. Drake May is in his second year. He's got a playoff win. Caleb Williams is in his second year. He's got a playoff win. Justin Herbert's in like year 5 or 6 or whatever, and this is his 3rd time in the playoffs, and he's 0-3. Don't forget, he had a 27-0 lead in Jacksonville 2 years ago.
Oh, that one was glorious.
That was 3 years ago now, but yeah.
3 years ago. That was glorious.
Check that. 3 years ago.
By the way, Cappy, my boy Marcel Hall texts me now.
How's Marcel doing?
And he says, what up? Your boy, as in you, still has the Jags in the top 5 in his power rankings above the Bills, Patriots, and Niners?
Well, they were all in there, too.
No, you actually had a couple of them out, if I recall correctly.
Well, if they hadn't played that week, if they hadn't played, I mean, that's all right. Yeah. The Cap 10
I think
will come back.
You know how Herbert said they need to reevaluate things, and I think we need to reevaluate how you administer the Cap 10.
Well, I think there's the Cap 10, which is my top 10, and then there's a power ranking. And maybe you should balance me out by actually giving a real power ranking versus a Cap 10.
No. Well, I just think that I'm just saying, I think we should just look at the fact that teams are on a bye shouldn't disqualify them for being in the Cap 10.
Well, it's a poll built on bias, you know. It's like mine.
By the way,
he makes all the rules.
Yeah, it's my deal.
You mentioned Evan Cohen glazing Jim Harbaugh. Evan will join us tomorrow at a new time, starting 8 a.m. Tuesdays. So we have more time with him. We don't bust up the clock. Speaking of busting up the clock, we've done it here. But Sedano, tell us about the ESPN app, where you can see tonight's wild card matchup.
Right, you can watch Joe Buck, Troy Aikman. You can watch the Manning cast as well. Hell, you can watch them both at the same time, because the cool thing about the ESPN app is you can watch up to 4 things at once. So you could watch both versions of the football game. You can put up maybe some college basketball on there if you'd like as well, because, again, you got a 4-box there. And the reality is, look, I know when a trophy's raised, it can feel like a season's over. But on the ESPN app, it never really is, because with more than 47,000 live events, plus the originals, plus highlights and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. There's no off-season. Just everything a fan needs to keep going, so it's always in season. Get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or your phone today.
Thank you, Sedano. 8:29 on a Monday. Coming up next, in about 3 minutes from right now, it is time for the Morning Wood. Thanks to our friends, the Crazy Hernandez brothers. And who's joining us for the Morning Wood? JB Long, the voice of your Los Angeles Rams. JB will join us next on the Sedano and Cap Morning Show on your home of Rams football, ESPN LA. Jack.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
Let's see here. Good times for mac and cheese. Slip a Wahlburger in there. Cielo for a steak and some vino. Gotta grab a boba from Mosin. Pink coffee for dessert. Yep, that settles it. Can't start my diet until 2027. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo. You want to. The holidays are over. Now it's time to have fun. Get in the car. Head to Morongo. Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. If you're ready to upgrade your driving experience, you gotta go and check out what's happening at Cadillac and their incredible new lineup of state-of-the-art EVs, sedans, and SUVs. And hey, look, there's no better place to experience the luxury of Cadillac than at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Check out Cadillac of Beverly Hills and their beautiful showroom at 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. And check them out on the web at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
John Ireland for Blue Ice Vodka. Blue Ice's double espresso crafted with Arabica coffee makes the perfect espresso martini. Just shake with ice and pour. Soft, smooth, and delicious. Blue Ice Vodka, because taste matters.
Hey there, it's James Worthy. If you work in an office, make deliveries, or you're a labor worker and have back, knee, and shoulder pain, IceBod Active is for you. The first wearable cryotherapy that lets you stay active as you recover. Our compression wear has pockets that fit flexible ice-cold gel packs that mold to your problem areas. I don't endorse much, but when I do believe in something, I get behind it. Everybody I've turned on to IceBod loves it. 30-day money-back guarantee and free shipping. IceBodActive.com.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Empower.
After wanting one for years, Kevin is finally enjoying his new hot tub.
This is the life.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money, so now he could be a little bad.
Oh, no, not my phone.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin's phone may be in hot water, but his finances aren't. Invest well, live a little. Start today at Empower.com.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show, presented by Call Jacob and Jacob Emrani.
The new phone number, 800-345-6789.
My guy, your guy, Cappy's guy, the great Jacob Emrani. 800-345-6789.
With a new phone number, 800-345-6789.
8:32. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on a Monday, the 12th of January. Cappy, yesterday, January 11th, back in 2020, the number one hit, Post Malone, Circles.
I like Post Malone. He kind of freaks me out a little bit, though, with the whole face tattoo.
Yeah, but in a good way. Yeah. I like his country stuff, too.
He's become like a big country star now.
Oh, yeah,
right?
no, huge. Meanwhile, it is time for our Call Jacob Call of the Game. It wasn't yesterday. Usually we do it right after, the morning after. But how about the morning after Saturday? JB Long on the Call of the Game from Saturday.
From the 19, Stafford has it helmet high, settles his feet, shoots right side, leaping catch, touchdown LA!
Wow!
At the front, right pylon, Colby Parkinson gives the Rams the lead. With 38 seconds to go, an absolute dot from Stafford, 33-31, and the try coming.
JB sounding amazing there, the Call of the Game. Thanks to Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob with that new telephone number, 800-345-6789. Meanwhile, Sedano, it is time for the morning wood. We knock on that hardwood. Thanks to our friends at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, stop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal. No gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR, or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Joining us for the Morning Wood edition, the top headline, of course, the Rams winning against the scumbag Panthers. The voice of the Rams, JB Long, joins us now.
Hi, JB.
Good morning. I'm here to present your game ball.
Oh, really? Do we get one?
Well, I don't know about you guys, but Morales made a cameo on the pregame show. And so we said that if the Rams were victorious, survived in advance, that he'd have to come back next week. And so this game ball is an invitation to join us on Sunday for pregame coverage from Soldier Field.
Thank you so much, JB Long. I don't know if I'll be at Soldier Field, but I will come on pregame.
Well, you got that.
Well, we'll look forward to talking to you then.
Yeah,
and
right
let me also give some credits for that game-winning touchdown. You heard a little bit of Maurice Jones-Drew mixed in there. I think Adam Braunstein from the back row you could hear through that microphone. Dodie Rallman, our engineer. Everybody got in on that one. That's how thrilling it was, and it was the quietest, the most muted that Bank of America Stadium was all night.
Well, JB, just let's start with that play, because I know I saw some number that I think it was Pro Football Focus said that the percentage likelihood on a throw like that to a position on the field, to a tight end who's being draped by a defensive back, was like a 27% chance that the ball would even be completed. You got to give it up to Colby Parkinson. And really, this tight end room of the Rams, what an impact they have had on the offense this year. And that was absolutely the most incredible throw, catch, and then dive into the end zone. And that was really that was it for the Rams. And that was when Matthew Stafford had said to everybody in this huddle, hey, we're going and we're taking this thing from them. And it was just a thing of beauty.
Yeah, and those MVP ballots have already been cast. But that morning it was announced that he was a first-team All-Pro, and I hope that carries through, because that was an MVP caliber moment, wasn't it? Especially in the context of the injured finger, which I think really cost him some completions in the middle of that game, powering through that. You're right to highlight the tight ends, and Parkinson, who I think is the most improved Ram this year, set a franchise record for touchdown receptions by a tight end, celebrated a 27th birthday last week, and how about a game-winning touchdown to put the Rams in the divisional round?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, the game itself was just phenomenal. I can't even imagine what it was like to be there calling that game, JB. You know, you had the 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter. It's crazy because we were talking about this to start the show. Coming into this weekend, there had only been 4 games in the history of the NFL in the playoffs that had 4 or more lead changes in the fourth quarter. And we got 2 this weekend alone, the Rams obviously being the first of the 2, the Bills doing it yesterday. But, with Stafford particularly, and you mentioned the injury, just the way that he has played as a member of the Rams, and it's interesting because of, all the heartache that he had to endure as a Lion, but as a Ram, it always feels like, and you would know best because you call every game and every snap, when he's there in the fourth quarter and you're within striking distance, there's just a level of calm to me as a fan watching the game that I'm like, yeah, he's going to get this thing done. Like, you've seen so many of these. Does it even become old hat to you a little bit?
We are spoiled. I think he and the rest of the Rams watching would prefer not to be in those predicaments moving forward, right? But if you do find your back against the wall, and I don't think the Rams need to make any apologies for surviving and advancing. There are no style points in the postseason. I know they were heavily favored in that game, but you look at the other games that you described from this weekend, and just about every single one of them was decided by a possession, if not a play in particular. And those are the types of fights I think you have to be willing to be in, and he's the guy that you want in your corner. Even when it hasn't been the cleanest game, even when I think the Panthers proved to be a bad matchup for the Rams this season for whatever reason, they were just a team that gave the Rams a muddy fight twice. So they're glad to be clear of them. And I think you're right. When you've got that guy at the switch and you've got weapons like Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, no matter the game script, no matter the circumstance, you feel like if you have the pen last, you're going to advance.
Yeah, and JB, let's George brings up this point about the lead changes in the fourth quarter. Let's kind of go to the end of the third quarter. Rams kick a field goal, take a 20-17 lead. Carolina gets the ball back. They go 4 and out. And you're starting to feel like, okay, here's where the Rams take over the game. At least that's the way I felt. And then Stafford throws an interception at the end of the third quarter. And what does Carolina do? They come back and they score. They take the lead. At that point, 24-20, what are you thinking is happening in this game?
Oh, I'm not going to lie. I was nervous. And I think there's a juxtaposition between Carolina and the Rams that carries through to this weekend as well. The Panthers, on paper, were happy to be there. They didn't play like it. They played like they expected to win, but you felt the weight of expectation, I think, on the Los Angeles Rams because, this is a group that I think has every right to believe they're the best team in the National Football League with where they are in their roster build, in their career arcs. Well, let's face it, anything less than a trip to the Super Bowl is going to feel like a hope dashed, whereas Carolina, they had a losing record. They were a division champion stumbling down the stretch. And I think there's ingredients of that with the Chicago Bears as well, where if you're the Los Angeles Rams, your goal is to continue to hand out moral victories, right? Like, nice season, Chicago Bears. Congrats on those hats and T-shirts. It ends here. That's what they were able to do to the Carolina Panthers. And there were moments in that game, including the go-ahead touchdown for Bryce Young, who played his 2 best games of this season against the Los Angeles Rams, where it felt like LA was very much on the ropes. And only in retrospect can you go back and say, you know what, as dire as the Straits felt following that block punt, where the Rams may be fortunate that they got that punt blocked and gave Carolina a short field so that if that touchdown, that go-ahead touchdown did score, at least there was time left to go get it back and answer, which is how it played out.
Yeah.
JB, look, we've talked about Stafford. You mentioned Nacua and Devontae and their impact. Let's talk about Sean for a second. He passed John Robinson for most road playoff wins in franchise history. You've been there from the beginning with him, right? Like, we've all kind of gotten to see him kind of grow up in the job. I mean, he was 30 years old, right? He made I saw him on a podcast somewhere or whatever, making a joke about, like, when he went to dinner with the Rams brass, that people were coming up to them asking who the new head coach would be, and they didn't even know who he was. They were just like, who's this guy? Who's this young guy sitting next to them? But you've seen him grow into, I think, the best coach in the sport. Where has he made the most growth, in your opinion?
Well, it's a timely question because I believe it was 9 years ago today. This is kind of the anniversary of when he was hired. And going into this weekend, the only coach in NFL history with more postseason wins prior to his 45th birthday is some guy named Don Shula. And Sean's not yet 40 years old. So to put that in historical context is really staggering. But few men get the opportunity, earn the right to mature on the job the way that he did. There's a reason why it hasn't happened in league history until Sean McVay, and now a lot of other franchises are chasing that Sean McVay. I think I saw that Matt LaFleur of the Packers was the oldest head coach in the NFC playoff bracket. Like, let that wash over you for a second. You want to talk about life coming at you quickly. In 9 years on the job, Sean McVay goes from the youngest in league history to now being among the senior statesmen. So he's learned a lot, but he's had that privilege because of the success that he's driven. And when I look back on this season, just by way of example, it's very tough physically, mentally, and emotionally to bring your best to Sunday 17 times. And save for the Monday night clunker in Atlanta, I think the Rams did it 16 times. That doesn't happen without belief, without leadership, without conviction, without inspiration. And I think Sean does it on a day-to-day basis better than anyone. But it's also about having the right people in the building, and Les Snead and Kevin Demoff and Tony Pastores and so many others deserve credit for finding the types of Rams who relate to Sean and feed off his energy and vice versa.
Yeah, but you know what, JB, to George's question, he asked, what is, the growth of McVay? I'll give you an example this year. You tell me what you think. And it really is applicable to the game. So we saw a blocked punt in the game, and we know how bad the special teams have been. And by the way, that blocked punt was mostly because, there was a holding penalty. What's the kid's name? He was playing right guard. He's the USC kid who got a holding penalty that backed them up. And that put them in a big hole.
Dedich?
Yeah, right. And that put them in a big hole. And we know how bad the special teams have been. But you talk about a coach in the middle of the year, a coach who's loyal to his staff, who takes care of his people, to fire a coach in season the way Coach McVay did. And, by the way, then have a special teams, flop in this game, which could have cost them, really, because after the block punt, when they had a 27-24 lead, that's when Carolina took the lead 31-27. So for me, firing a coach in season, which is not comfortable, I'm sure it didn't make anybody happy. It had to happen, unfortunately, but it didn't necessarily solve the problem. What do you think of all that?
Yeah, I think in terms of Achilles' heels, that could still be the downfall of the Rams in their pursuit of a championship. The kicking game is high among them, even though Harrison Mevis has done wonderful work stepping in midseason as a place kicker, and Jake McQuaid as the long snapper has really settled things down. But when they did part ways with Chase Blackburn, which, as you described, was the first time in 9 years that McVay has, let a coach go in season, my description of that was, if the worst thing that I can say about the leader of this team is that he's loyal to a fault, that's a pretty good place to be. I think as a team, as an organization, as a fan, as someone who follows this game in Los Angeles. And, I'm sure that was agonizing for Sean to have to do. But he's also the person that has to stand in front of 53 players and coaches and support staff and hold up a championship standard. And if one dimension of your organization is not leading up to that standard, that has cancerous effects. And so I think he's done his best to be level-headed, to make the hard choices that benefit the collective. And by his own admission, it's not something that he did as well or as candidly earlier in his tenure. And so that's one of the ways, kind of like the softer skill maturations and developments, that I think you're right to highlight.
All right, JB Long, George, and what a win.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, quick thoughts on the Bears before we go. 30 seconds on the Bears, if you can give us anything.
Well, I hope the Rams have the right to play with the lead, because this is a juxtaposition between a team that's had trouble closing teams out and a Chicago Bears group that never says die. So I would very much like to see the Rams up 2 possessions. And that's where this game will begin, because that's where the Bears have been at their best, and that's where the Rams have been vulnerable.
The great J.B. Long, the voice of your Los Angeles Rams. You'll hear him on the call Sunday. Time to be determined, Cappy.
Yep.
Right here on ESPN LA.
Great job, JB. Appreciate you, buddy.
Also love the use of the word juxtaposition.
Very good word.
I love it.
Very good word.
Used it a couple times there.
Yeah, nice word.
8:46 in the morning on a Monday. Now, let me tell you, you see me, if you're watching YouTube right now at ESPN Los Angeles, you see me in this beautiful Felix Chevrolet jacket. You see the Felix Chevrolet, the legendary license plate. When you're on the streets of Los Angeles and you see the neon sticking out of the license plate holder, you know they've been doing it since 1921. The Big Cat, Felix Chevrolet. And, Cappy, I posted it over the weekend just to really get you thirsty for it.
I know you did.
That Corvette,
that blue one.
The Z6 in the Rams colors. Nikki D was posting a video, tagged me in it. Ooh, you look good driving that.
I would like to test drive it.
But whether you want a Corvette, you want a Silverado, you want a Traverse, maybe you want to go EV, they got a Blazer EV for you. They've got you covered at Felix Chevrolet. The Big Cat overlooking Figueroa. All you got to do is go in there right across from USC. You see, hey, where's the GM, Nicky D? Or Nicky Deals, as we call him. You say, Nicky D, let me pet that Big Cat. And he's going to let you pet it, and he's going to get you a great deal on a brand new ride, or maybe pre-owned, or maybe you just want some sick Felix merch like I wear after a day.
I just want people to walk in and go, hey, Nicky D, let me pet that Big Cat, sucker. I want people to do that.
The Big Cat, Felix Chevrolet. Meanwhile, we'll keep the fun and frivolity rolling. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. We're back in 2.5 minutes from right now. Nicky D.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Focus Features presents the film Hamnet from director Chloe Zhao and producers Steven Spielberg and Sam Mendes. Discover the untold story behind Shakespeare's greatest masterpiece. Winner of more audience awards than any film this year, Hamnet is a monumental cinematic experience. And now it's the Critics' Choice Award winner for Best Actress, Jessie Buckley. Hamnet is the best picture of the year. Hamnet, rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for children under 13. Now playing only in theaters.
Located in the heart of downtown Los Angeles, Crypto.com Arena is pulling back the curtain and unveiling new behind-the-scenes VIP tours presented by Delta Airlines, which offers an exclusive look inside one of the world's most iconic sports and entertainment venues. Expert guides will lead small groups through spaces that have hosted legendary sports championships, world-renowned concerts, and epic awards. Guests will also explore the VIP areas and experience the arena's latest renovations. Visit CryptoArena.com/tours for more info.
I know you're listening to me wearing glasses or contacts. You're either nearsighted, farsighted, have astigmatism, or you're just over 45 and have to wear reading glasses. This is Dr. Sarudi, and I promise you, I can help you with any of these issues. No anesthesia, no pain, no downtime, and if you qualify, I'll even guarantee you with 20/20 or better vision or give your money back. I've never had to after 60,000 cases. Call 855-NOW-2020. 855-NOW-2020. That's 855-669-2020.
Stunad. For a century, the Genesis Invitational has stood as one of golf's greatest stages, where the game's legends make their mark and history is written.
It's official. The round that will long be remembered. Oh, yes! Ludwig Oberg.
February 19th through 22nd, celebrate 100 years of championship golf. Experience the drama, the tradition, and the moments that define the Genesis Invitational. Get your tickets now at genesisinvitational.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on.
That encapsulates Rivers' entire career.
Encapsulate, yeah.
Wait, encapsulizes is not a real thing?
George Sedano, Scott Kaplan.
You can't encapsulize a thing? No, you only encapsulate it? Okay.
More Sedano and Kap right now.
8:51. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on a Monday on this day in 1959, Cappy. Motown Records was formed in the Motor City, Detroit. Of course, on Motown, the Jackson 5. It's a Michelob Ultra Reaction Monday. What a weekend in LA sports. We're all over it today on ESPN LA. The Toyota Lakers countdown with Beto Duran. starts at 5:30 p.m. Tip-off at 7 in Sacramento. Hear it on 7:10 a.m. or in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Thanks to Michelob Ultra, a superior taste worth playing for. Official beer sponsor of the Los Angeles Lakers. Please enjoy responsibly Sedano. We're out at 56:20, by the way.
George, are you with us for the 9 a.m. hour day, or are you on to this NBA event this morning?
No, I'm leaving in 4 minutes.
Okay, then good.
Leaving in 4 minutes.
Then, George, let me say something to you. And I think this needs to be said.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all year long, I took a ton of crap from a few Charger fans.
Mm-hmm.
And two come to mind in particular. And here's what I mean by taking crap.
Okay.
Every time the Chargers won, they wound up sending me some sort of like braggadocious, taunting sort of email or text.
Well, but you understand, you literally root against them every week.
Right, that's true. So, for example, just because I don't think this is a cool thing to do, to be honest with you. Like, I don't think it's cool for them to text me and taunt me during the season. So I won't.
But you taunt them on the radio every day.
Yeah, but I don't do it individually, name by name, one by one. So
right, but you do it as a collective.
So let me just give you an example, okay? We have a guy who works here part-time. I haven't seen him in a while. His name is Josh Martinez.
Sexy Jexy.
Oh, no.
Oh, Josh Martinez.
Josh Martinez. Last time I heard from Josh Martinez, it was a text that went something like this. Bolt up, Cappy Wappy.
Does it actually say Wappy?
I like
Wappy.
that.
Why did you just make the Zoolander face when you said that?
He said to me, he goes, bolt up, Cappy Wappy. That's what he told me. And that was like December 14th. I don't remember if they'd gone to Dallas at that weekend or whatever. But bolt up, Cappy Wappy. So like everything is like, hey, when the Chargers win, I'm here to taunt you. And then you just mentioned another name, Anthony Sexy Jexy. This young brother right here, every single time the Chargers win, he sends me some sort of message that is like about how great they are and how I don't know what I'm talking about and everything else. So I'm not the kind of guy to say, hey, Josh Martinez, or hey, Sexy Jexy. You guys, I tried to explain it to you, but you guys wouldn't listen to me. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not doing that.
Except you're doing it.
But I'm not.
Right.
I just want to say this. For everybody that calls me things like, close your ears, kids. People call me mean names. Like what you call a female dog. They call me that name, the B word.
Well, the kids are probably in school by now.
Okay. They call me bitch boy. That's what they call me. They call me.
I mean, you have been.
You probably shouldn't have said it anyway on the air, regardless.
I thought you were giving me
Is
the
that
license.
the same thing as?
Big boy.
That's what they call me.
A little different.
The Charger fans, they come after me. They call me names. They tell me how dumb I am. They tell me my career's no good. They tell me I have no credibility. Where are you people today? And as a matter of fact, you know what? It's getting hot in this studio. It's getting hot in here.
Are you taking it off?
He was waiting. I don't know what this is, but he was waiting all day for this.
Cappy is removing. Oh, look at that. Cappy has exposed the Chargers Hater Club t-shirt.
Cappy. That's the best shirt you've ever made.
Where are you people? Where are you people with your name calling and your taunting and everything that you say? I try to explain this to you people. The Rams are the team of Los Angeles. They were from L.A. They had a speed bump in St. Louis, and good for them. They were successful. They were welcome home with open arms. They built you the greatest stadium on the planet. And then the San Diego Chargers were like, well, that's not fair. We want to be there too, but you're not wanted. That's why nobody cares. And even Jim Harbaugh can't save you. So where are you people today? That's what I thought. Cappy Wappy.
Oh, if you're going to be Cappy Weepy if they ever win. I can't wait for that day if it happens.
In some ways, I almost wish they won this past weekend. I'd have more out of it.
Eisen Show is coming up terrestrially. We will continue the Prize Picks Power Hour on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. If you're listening to us on the app, just stay right there. We continue next. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. We say goodbye to Sedano, which means we got a lot of Cappy and all of us. Lock in for that one, kids.
Hey, guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement, and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
Your eyes can change more than you think, even if your vision feels fine. An annual eye exam can catch issues early before they become bigger problems. This National Eye Care Month tip is sponsored by OC Vision Works. See the difference.
Hey, Laker fans, are you a professional and a parent, a dreamer and a doer? You're in Andrew, and National University knows that grind. That's why they offer flexible online courses, career-focused programs, and support for students juggling work, family, and everything in between. Whether you're building a career, raising a family, or chasing big goals, National University helps you reach your end game and your end game. Make your move at nu.edu.
Coverage and content of the 2026 College National Championship on ESPN LA is presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. Plan your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino. See for yourself what made readers of Newsweek and USA Today name Pechanga the best casino outside of Las Vegas. Visit Pechanga.com for more information.
ESPN LA family, I'm personal injury attorney Joseph S. Normand. 2026 marks 15 years that you've trusted me to represent you. When you're hurt and down, I'm honored to fight for you in personal injury cases when it matters most. Numbers don't lie. I'm the real deal. The voice you hear is a voice you get. If you've been injured in an accident, call 213-747-1234, 213-747-1234, or visit normandlegal.com. Normand Legal, built on trust, proven by results.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams winter sale and get 30% off paints and stains January 9th through the 19th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
My name is Whitney Allen. I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on the air.
From the 19, Stafford has it, helmet high, settles his feet, shoots right side, leaping catch, touchdown LA! Wow! At the front, right, pylon, Colby Parkinson gives the Rams the lead. With 38 seconds to go, an absolute dot from Stafford, 33-31, and the try coming.
Coach, that last drive, any doubt in your mind that you guys are going to go down and finish this thing?
Hell no, Mo. Matthew Stafford leading the way. No, we weren't going to get denied.
The biggest show in ESPN LA history.
First down and 10. Williams will line up in the shotgun. He's got Swift to his left. Three receivers out to the left side of the formation. Burton in short motion. Williams gets the snap. Four-man rush. Pumps to his left. Throws deep. Got a man open. It's Moore. He's got it. Into the end zone. Touchdown Bears. Touchdown Bears. DJ Moore. Caleb Williams with a strike. And the Bears have taken the lead with 1:43 to go. A 25-yard touchdown. And the Bears lead 30-27.
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
Scott Kaplan, eat a fat one, bro.
Thank you for letting me share in your aura.
How do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger. On 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app. And on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Give
me a freaking break.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
What a catch by the tight end!
Dungus.
Right now.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, you want to woo-woo?
I've danced with the devil.
It is smooth, baby. Yeah.
Chris, do you think I talked to my agent about what a mental midget you are every day?
Play fake. Herbert drops back to pass. Herbert is hit. Herbert is sacked. It's the 6th sack of the day. Milton Williams wraps him up and slams him down at the 43-yard line. And that is going to do it.
Little Cappy solo action. I think you can find that on YouTube somewhere. 9:02 in the Southland on this Monday, January 12th, 2026. Welcome to the Prize Picks Power Hour. Thanks to Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CAPPY to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right, Cappy. Sedano has left us, but have no fear. You hear him on the sidelines of the Rams. We just had JB Long on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Rams analyst, Super Bowl champion, and of course, host of the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show. Plus, when he's on the road, part of DeMarco Farr's duties, did you know this, Cappy? He has to go into Maurice Jones-Drew's hotel room and wake Mo up. Because Mo sleeps in, he gets those blackout curtains, and he likes to put on Quincy Jones.
Okay.
So DeMarco has to go in and wake him up and like, Mo, we got a game.
Why?
I don't know. Let's ask DeMarco Farr. He joins us now.
Hi, DeMarco.
Hell no. I am not going into Maurice Jones-Drew's room at all. Never. And I don't have to wake that dude up. He's up. He doesn't sleep. He's a vampire.
Tell you right now, if Maurice Jones-Drew was like a heavy sleeper and was like, hey, I really need help, I need you guys to wake me up, I'd be like, no problem, bro, I got you. And then I wouldn't go do it because I like you in the booth too. So,
come on. No.
I love MJD. I love MJD.
We do have a Maurice watch because he's on a different schedule. Sometimes he takes those red eyes. So we have to make sure that he gets on the bus for the game. So everybody's kind of watching out for him. But no, he's self-contained. He's just not sure where he's coming in from.
You know, DeMarco, I always tell MJD, and I tell Chris Rose the same thing, that when they do highlights on Sunday nights on NFL Network, they are, for me, this generation's Chris Berman and Tom Jackson, because those were the two guys that you loved doing the highlights on ESPN. What Chris Rose and MJD do on NFL Network, I tell Chris all the time, and I tell MJD too when I see him. They do the best job. I think they're awesome. So, again.
They're fun. You know, working with Chris years ago, you could tell where he was headed, and he loves sports. He loves his Browns. He loves baseball. So they play off each other really well. So I agree with you there, 100%.
All right, DeMarco, I want to talk to you about what's going to happen going forward, Rams at Bears, but let's focus on what happened this past weekend.
Focus.
First, I'm going to ask you this, DeMarco, and I started bringing this up with JB. At the end of the third quarter, I know my phone was buzzing with people saying the Rams are done. The Rams are really toast. The Rams had taken a 20-17 lead. Carolina got the ball back. They went 4 and out. When the Rams could have maybe put it away at the end of the third quarter, interception. So at that point, 20-17, I'm like, okay, this isn't good. And then what happens is Carolina very quickly, 4 plays, 62 yards, less than 2 minutes. They take a 24-20 lead. You're there. You're on the sideline. What are you thinking in that moment?
Not to that extreme, like, oh, my God, they have us. It's like, dang, how much are you guys going to, let these guys do before you wake up and take control of this football game? Because there's no way that Carolina is a better football team than the Rams right now. And even at the end, I thought what Devontae said about Matthew Stafford was dead on. The first thing I was thinking was you left him too much time. Same thing if you're playing against Brady or Mahomes and you take a lead and he's got 2 minutes. It's a nice lead, but it's not going to hold. They're not going to be able to contain the guy for very long. And boom, they put it in the end zone. But, we're always, and I'm always looking for this team to play perfect, for the defense to always go 3 and out, for Matthew Stafford to always score points. But that's not the case, and that might not be them. this might be the most resilient team that we've ever seen, which means they're going to put themselves in bad situations and then fight their way out of that trap they're in. If you consider, right, and I told Chris this, I told Travis this, I told the world this, if you look at all 5 of their losses in the regular season, they all came down to the last play. So you're 5 or 6 plays away from being undefeated. That's how good they are, but that's how flawed they are at the same time. And I talked to Stafford after the game. I said, let me see your digits. He showed me. They were all pointing in the same direction, so I felt he was going to be fine there. But the one question I had is, why do you guys keep aiming for the end zone on 3rd down? Why not go for the sticks? And he looks at me and goes, I want throats. I want hearts. I'm trying to end it as soon as possible. So as long as you got that guy as your quarterback, the game is never, ever out of reach.
So we're talking to DeMarco Farr from DeMarco and Travis. You'll hear them later on this afternoon, obviously, everybody. And DeMarco travels with the team. He's on the sidelines of these games. DeMarco, it's 24-20. The Panthers had taken the lead at the beginning of the 4th quarter off the interception. And the Rams come back and they score on the next possession. 11 plays, 67 yards, almost 6 minutes of clock eaten up. But that possession was interesting because there was a moment. First of all, they had to pick up a 4th down. But then secondly, in fact, they may have even picked up 2 4th downs on that drive, DeMarco. But what happens is you wind up getting a ball that's thrown towards the end zone, to what you were just talking about, and Puka realizes that this ball is overthrown. And it looks like the DB is going to intercept the ball in the end zone. And for as great of a game as Puka Nacua had, even minus the drop for a touchdown that he would have had at the end of the 2nd quarter, what did you make of Puka Nacua going defensive back and breaking up that pass? Because had that ball been intercepted, remember, it was 24-20 in favor of Carolina. What were you thinking when you saw that play?
Jaquiski Tart dropping that interception when the 49ers were here a few years ago on the Super Bowl run. Same thing. Sometimes luck favors the well-prepared. And it's funny when I talk to Puka after the game, you want to tell him how great of a game he played. And the only thing he wants to talk about is the frickin' drop. I'm like, dude, you made the biggest play of the game by breaking up that pass. And he goes, I did? Like, yeah, man, that was the biggest play of the game. If Nick Scott, and shout out to Les Snead and the Rams talent evaluators, Nick Scott is the guy they drafted to turn into the safety that you just saw, the one that almost ended Devontae Adams and almost picked off the pass to end the football game for them. Great safety. If you don't turn into a DB there, the Rams probably lose this football game. And you have to remind him of that because all he's thinking about was the one that bounced off his face mask. That's the right attitude. That's the right guy. But that was a hell of a play, man.
It really was.
Puka did that, number one, off instinct. Number two, I think he did that because he thought Stafford was still mad at him for dropping the pass. That's the type of guy Puka is.
Yeah.
But just going up, making a play, I mean, it was all instinctual, and I'm with you. That was the biggest play of the game.
But, at that point of the game, DeMarco, the Rams take the lead 27-24. They kick off to Carolina. Carolina can't do anything with the ball. They go three and out. They don't eat up any of the clock. And the Rams get the ball back. And yet another opportunity for the Rams to take total control of this game with a 3-point lead. What happens? Only a 5-play drive, 23 yards, 3 minutes of clock, and then, DeMarco, the same problem that has presented itself all season long, a blocked punt. And I don't care what anybody says. You can look at the snapper, you can look at the punter, but number 34, there's a backup defensive back by the name of Engel. We don't say his name ever all season long. DeMarco, I don't know if you saw the play or not. He barely held on to the rusher, and he had enough time to turn around and look to see the punt actually get blocked. I don't know what he was doing there. He knows he's got to hold on to that block.
So you're a special teamer at heart, and you know this. So you're under siege there, and you just fired your coach. So there's a lot of things you're not talking about. If you were a more seasoned group, or I don't want to say better coach, but if you had the same guy all year long, what you would do in that situation, as soon as Ethan Evans caught it, you would throw it out to the gunner because he's unblocked. And they did that 3 or 4 times. You just didn't have the wherewithal to do it because you're kind of, on your heels on special teams. But Engel's a guy they love. I thought he did a normal punt hold up, and it just didn't work. There was a little bit of a bobble, I think. But look, everybody's coming after you on teams. Everybody's trying to block it. Everybody thinks they can make a play off you. If the Rams don't win the Super Bowl, I would bet it comes back to something just like that. That's the one thing you cannot control right now. Everybody's got a plan, and there's so many things that you just can't talk about during the week because you're still scrambling, trying to figure out who's who on special teams.
Yeah.
And you lost two guys. Remember, Whittington was out, Dolak was out. Engel's a guy they love. The guy's a hitter, but he's not usually there all year. So there's a lot of mixing and matching going on. So they're just coming after you. Everybody's going to come after you.
Did you ask DeMarco if he saw the play? He's on the sideline.
No, it's not about did he see the play. I'm like, was he?
Did I see the whole? I know what he meant. Did
and
I
the
see
replay.
The hold up?
And the replay, really.
Now, I would say this about Tanner Engel. Tanner Engel's the guy, like I said to him after the game. He doesn't care who he hits. If you're looking for a big hit, he is your guy.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he gets a little too eager to get down there and hit. Now, that's something a special teams coach will tell you. You've got to set, make sure you get your responsibility, then go kill. But he's that sort of guy, and they picked on him, and they got him.
Yeah, and DeMarco, what happened is Carolina scores the touchdown after that, right, on a short field. They take the lead. And, again, my phone is blowing up with people going, dude, your Rams are toast, your Rams are done. But, again, you give Matthew Stafford that amount of time, he's going to make you pay for it. And you know what I thought was really great about that drive, that game-winning drive? It was, look, it's obvious he's going to go to Puka. It's obvious he's going to go to Devontae. But you talk about trusting a young player. Mumfield, who was a late-round draft choice, and he makes a critical catch on that final drive. That is trusting a young player in a critical situation when you've got all kinds of guys around you that are all pro caliber players.
Oh,
what did you make of that throw and that catch in that moment?
It was beautiful. Let me tell you something about Mumfield. We'll be saying almost the same thing we were saying about Puka. I cannot believe this guy lasted that long in the draft. All this guy does is run crisp routes. The only reason he's not playing more is because Puka and Devontae are ahead of him. Eventually, next season, maybe into this postseason, he's going to play more. He's the guy they trust. He's the guy Stafford trusts a lot. So that goes beyond coaching. So you'll see more of him. And one more thing, if you want to take a jab at Maurice Jones-Drew, pre-game, we're sitting there in Carolina, and Carolina pulled out all the stops. Their first playoff game there in, 10 years? So they brought back all their guys. Delhomme came out. Cam Newton was there. I talked to Moose Muhammad for a while. They tried everything they could to tilt the scales in their favor, but the Rams were definitely the opponent there. But I'll say this about that last drive. And Maurice said that he thought Colby Parkinson was the guy that could not make catches in traffic. And I'm like, have you been watching a different guy? All this guy does is make catches in traffic. So that catch he made on the sideline, contested, going up to get it, he's 6'8" to begin with, and then to keep his feet inbounds, yeah, this is the guy that's living up to that role. So not shocked at all, but Mumfield's the guy you're going to hear a lot more in the postseason and definitely into next season.
All right, DeMarco Farr is here. DeMarco and Travis coming up this afternoon. Stay tuned for that, obviously, because much more of DeMarco's analysis from the sidelines coming up later on today.
Now, of course, one of the great moments, Cappy, of the year was when DeMarco lost his mind on Young D, producer DeAndre, because DeAndre was playing the Eagles fight song after the Rams lost to the Eagles.
I tried to get out before he started.
No way.
So the question is, will this afternoon, will DeMarco pay him back? Now, it wasn't Eagles-Rams, but still, the Eagles, just a disaster at a dumpster fire, getting beat by the Niners, fighting on the sideline between Sirianni and A.J. Brown. Big Dom or Fat Dom, whatever you call him, had to separate them. Now, are you going to dig in today, DeMarco, on producer D? Are you just going to drive him nuts?
I don't know who it was, but somebody sent me a tweet of DeAndre going fishing, and I just laughed. I mean, that might be good enough for me right there. That was hilarious. But I'll tell you this, these dudes in Carolina, and we were doing it during the pregame, when they were talking trash to me, all these dudes, all these frat bros from Carolina that were leaning over with all this crap to say about their football team and about ours. I said the best crap talking is what happens after the game. And let me keep that same energy when you lose. And none of them showed up. None of them. So I don't have to say a word. It all depends on how he shows up today.
No, what you should do
your team is out. We're still playing. We'll see.
No, but DeMarco, you should be playing the Eagles fight song that you were so offended by. You should actually play it to taunt him, because everything you just said is so right. All the talkers want to talk before the game. Nobody seems to talk after the game. So like you were saying about all the bros that were coming after you pregame, dude, I'm looking for all the Charger fans that had all the names that they've been calling me all year, and all of the people who work here, our teammates at 710, who taunt me. Literally, they'll send me text messages 10, 11 o'clock at night on a Sunday. They taunt me. Not one guy has shown up today to talk about how pathetic the Chargers were last night.
Cap, I told Chris this. This is a back meeting, so I hope I'm not exposing something. But I told Chris when Chris comes after me, I said I respect that because it doesn't matter. It's just going to come at you no matter what. Now, don't shut your mouth today. Don't act like we're friends. Don't pretend like you didn't say the things you said. Keep that same energy, win or lose. So I don't know. It depends on what I get from him today.
Now, are you very excited tonight, DeMarco, that you will be on the Zamboni for ESPN LA Kings night?
Geeked. I cannot wait. I look, do I get to drive the thing?
I don't know.
Would it be bad if I just take the wheel?
I think here's the thing.
You sit next to
Iceman, but here's my thing. Just push Iceman out and
Right,
take over.
Greg?
Yeah.
Is that Greg?
Yeah. What's up, Mark?
Greg, you've been here the whole time. You ain't said a word.
No, you guys are hanging out. I wanted to ask you a little bit about
That's going to be a drop forever.
You've been there the whole time.
Bergie, what
in the corner in the cut. What's up?
You got DeMarco. He's all yours, man.
Yeah, I was asking him about. Look, I'm going to talk to him about the Raiders. I wasn't going to talk to him about the Rams. I can talk to him about the Rams too.
Yeah.
No, but either way, you see Keller Witherspoon being out now that he's went onto the IR. That's a huge loss for the secondary with the way that the secondary has been a little bit weak recently. How big of a loss is that?
Okay, this is all, and I love Akello. His dad is awesome. Kobe Durant, all the guys. I mean, they're doing the best they can, but I mean, up or down at this point in the postseason, it ain't gonna matter. It's tough to cover up anyone. The secondary is an issue. It's been an issue all year. I thought they've done a great job of covering it up, but in the postseason, you will be exposed. So this is all about pressure and getting to the quarterback. Because if you're looking for somebody to turn into a shutdown corner, or you think that Akello Witherspoon is the answer, no, that's not it. Even if you get good pressure, if he gets out like Bryce Young did, you will be exposed in the back end. And there's just nothing you can do about it at this point. So it is what it is.
So the other thing I want to ask is move over to the Raiders for a second. Lindsey's Browns and my Raiders are talking to Rams pass game coordinator Nate Scheelhaase. I don't know how to say that. And then also, Scheelhaase, and they're also talking to Mike LaFleur, and they're talking to Chris Shula. What's Scheelhaase all about?
Okay, Scheelhaase is on the fast track to being a coach, to being an offensive coordinator and a head coach. He's the guy that you want. You can tell when you've been around this business for a while. You can tell which guys are going to be on the fast track. He's a former quarterback at Illinois. He's the guy that's already in the inner circle of Sean McVay. So most coaches aren't in that circle. When you are done with practice and you go meet and figure out game plan, there's only 3 or 4 guys in that group. He's one of them, and he's kind of jumping the line there. So at some point, he's going to be interviewed for an OC job or a head coaching job. Same with LaFleur. And Shula is on the map because of who he is, his name, and how this defense is performing. But if I had a choice, I guess, I would probably go after Scheelhaase at this point. I think he's the guy that can stand in front of your team and talk to all 60 men, plus come up with a great game plan. He's one of those offensive gurus.
Yeah, it seems like the Rams coaching staff will get ravaged once again because, like Greg just brought up, you've got your offensive coordinator, your defensive coordinator, and a pass game coordinator that most fans have never heard his name, but all of a sudden he's now kind of a thing. And so I will be curious to see what happens to this Rams coaching staff whenever this season comes to an end. But let's talk about keeping this season going, DeMarco. So
absolutely. I did. Look, I don't mind going to Chicago. Not at all. Everybody said this, and it made it seem like the Rams were afraid to play outdoors. That's not the case. If you had your preference, you'd want to play in SoFi, just like everyone else. But going to Chicago, okay, they've dealt with that before. If you win there and have to go to Seattle and play a big game, how many big games has this team played in Seattle? That's not going to rattle them. So it's all about how they play, not where they play.
Yeah, and with Chicago, I think a lot of people will look at this matchup and they'll say, well, wait a second. The Rams just barely got by a Carolina team that lucked and backed their way into the playoffs, and Carolina gave them everything they had, and they just barely squeaked by. And then they're going to look at Chicago, and they're going to go, well, Chicago had this major comeback, which they've been doing all season long. I would argue to you that Green Bay's kicker, Brandon McManus, who missed an extra point and a 44-yard field goal, which today is an absolute chip shot, that is the reason why Chicago had an opportunity to win that game, because Green Bay found a way to kick it away. What do you think?
Same thing. I mean, go back to the top of this segment. I mean, if Nick Scott actually catches that, this is a whole different conversation. If he intercepts that pass, this is a whole different combo, and we're talking about breaking this team up right now. So it is what it is. Everybody comes down to a last play, but Chicago is a team, and if you go back a few years, they still owe them one when Caleb stole one from them. So that's unfinished business. Going to Chicago was something the Rams are used to. So it is what it is. Every team is flawed from here on out. I think every team in both conferences still have a lot of holes. I mean, if you want to pick Buffalo coming out of the AFC, great. Josh Allen is tremendous, but you can score on them. So everybody still has holes. It's about how you deal with that, how you can cover up your issues and accentuate your positives.
Now, DeMarco, DeAndre on our YouTube chat says, in the words of Darvin Ham, quote, "We want all the smoke and we ain't ducking no fades." So it sounds like
all the smoke and we ain't ducking no fades.
It sounds like he's ready for you.
Well, he also says he's going to play the fight song himself.
Oh,
really?
This is what I'm saying. A kid from the state of California is rooting for Philadelphia. That's all I got to say.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one more thing for you, DeMarco. Sorry. Now, Cappy might be able to help you with this. I don't know, Cappy, if you know this.
Tell me.
But DeMarco's wife doesn't like to cook dinner for him.
Oh, my God, Chris.
Okay.
So do you have any advice for him? You were a married guy for a while until you got divorced.
Right.
But
you were a married guy.
Right.
DeMarco, you went through one divorce. She stole your tractor, and now you're married again. Very happily,
yes.
but she doesn't cook dinner for him.
Okay. So do you guys have dinner as a family together frequently?
We do. Well, I mean, when I can make it home, that's the thing. Going 3 to 6, sometimes dinner is disrupted. So, back when I was doing this shift, dinner was no problem. But now we got a problem with who's making it.
Okay,
That's
so
it.
I have a question. So when you were doing the earlier shift, what time was dinner served?
6.
Okay, and so now
on the table, hot, happy as a clam, had all day to make it.
Okay.
Go buy the ingredients.
And now you get off at 6, and on a normal night, not like tonight where we're going to be at the Kings game, we're going to be having a good time.
Absolutely.
On a normal night, you would get home, let's just call it, say, 7-ish?
7.
Okay.
Yep.
And so that 1 hour is such a problem that dinner is no longer part of the relationship. Is that right?
Well, here's the thing. Chris, you would agree. I don't like takeout because I don't know what's in it.
Exactly.
So I like to make my own food. I like to feed my daughter stuff that I make. So if I get home at 7 and I start cooking, and by the time it's done, it's 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's walk in, say hello, start cooking, eat dinner, go to bed, start again the next day. That's not how we're running things.
Okay.
So I just said it would be nice to walk in to dinner on the table every now and then, so I could sit down and say, "How was your day, honey? What's going on in the world?" Not just sit there and worry about how the steak is coming out.
And how is that received? The notion of you're at home with the kids, I'm out there grinding. Okay. Can you have dinner on the table when I get home? How is that received?
This is when we go to no speak English. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
This is when she starts speaking Korean on me. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
All of a sudden, she can't understand me.
Right. She's like Sammy Sosa in front of Congress. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Exactly.
Right? Old school reference. I get it.
Right.
Now, here's the funny part of everything you're telling us. For me, it's the exact opposite. Because I used to get off the air at 7, and then we moved the show to 6. I get off the air at 6, take me a little bit of time to come down, and by the time I would get to Rachel, now we're not having dinner till 7:30, 8 o'clock. And that would always really bother her, that she would feel like she has to wait for me, And now I can actually, DeMarco, I haven't been to a happy hour. I don't even know when happy hour is. All of a sudden now, if you got a good happy hour, 4 to 6 p.m., like they got some good happy hours here at LA Live, man. Fleming's, they got those little slider burgers. They're bomb, dude.
I can take care of me. I'm worried about the kid. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
See,
but
we gotta feed the kid. If it was just me, I'm good.
Yeah, well, right now it's just I'm sort of empty nesting this thing right now.
Yeah, well, DeMarco's not empty nesting. He's got a wife that won't cook dinner for him. So.
Well, and doesn't speak English, which is interesting.
The great DeMarco Farr, you'll hear him this afternoon at 3 o'clock, the DeMarco and Travis afternoon show, along with Young D, Producer D, and Producer Laura. And tonight, Kings fans, DeMarco will be on the Zamboni. We'll see you tonight, DeMarco.
Wait, real quick. Hey,
DeMarco.
DeMarco.
Catch y'all later.
Wait. Hey, you're
it was
going
a
to be
great walkout.
Yeah, I know it was. I know, but I don't feel like DeMarco knows this. You're Zamboni riding. You know what I'm doing tonight?
You're skating.
Yeah.
Well, you can skate, though. You sandbagged this the last time.
I mean, I don't know if I call it sandbagging, but I'm not a professional skater. These people are all pros.
The fact that you could skate, that's sandbagging.
Oh, I didn't realize.
You waited to see what Chris could do. You waited to see what everybody else can do, and then you broke out the pirouette. Come on.
All right, you got me.
I already did the lockout.
You want to lock out again? Do another lockout. It was such a great
I'll
lockout.
catch y'all later
Bye,
on.
DeMarco.
Bye, DeMarco.
It was really a good lockout.
It was a great lockout.
I mean, Tony Bruno would have been proud of that.
Good lockout. As far as lockouts go, it was one of the better lockouts I've ever heard. TBH.
We'll take a timeout.
All right, let me ask you guys a quick question.
Oh, you're going to tease something?
I am going to tease something.
All right.
I'm going to give you guys an option, and you guys tell me what to do. I either want to ask you guys your opinion of a human story that happened to me this weekend, and I'll set it up by saying, do you believe that people are generally good, or do you believe people are generally bad? Or maybe today's not the day for a story like this, and maybe we just keep rolling with Rams and Chargers and Bears and NFL and playoffs and so on. You guys decided to break. How about
Did you take the Walmart bag to Mammoth?
You mean like the stuff that I bought at Walmart? The stuff
Was the Walmart bag, did it go to Mammoth or no?
Didn't go to Mammoth.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Okay.
All right, we're going to take a 2-minute timeout, and then we'll be back with, I guess we're deciding what's next.
Well, I'm going to leave it to you guys.
We're also going to do the morning wood once again, thanks to our friends at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. The crazy Hernandez brothers. By the way, you were on that text thread yesterday.
Yes, I was.
Where the Italian Stallion, my uncle, is going to connect today with, he's buying like 500 square feet of hardwood in the Santa Ana location. So there you go. I think Steven Hernandez and the Italian Stallion are talking right now.
Boy, that's a nice combination right there.
Yeah.
Real good combination.
Exactly right. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show, the Prize Picks Power Hour, continues in 2 minutes from right now.
Your Lakers, your season, your home.
Tonight, the Lake Show head north for a Western Conference battle inside Golden One Center in Sacktown.
Throws it to Luka. Three-pointer by Luka. Good. Falling out of bounds. Huge three by Luka.
LA Lakers, Sacramento Kings. Coverage begins tonight at 5:30 p.m.
The Lake Show lives here. 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app. From Focus Features, movies are a place of dreams. And this year, one movie captures that spirit like no other. Based on a true story, critics hail Song Sung Blue is a tribute to the resilience of humanity.
Trying to be better.
Aren't we all?
Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson are electric.
Bad things happen. I just want to sing and I want to shine.
In the best picture of the year, Song Sung Blue, rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for children under 13. Now playing only in theaters.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement, and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
You're hanging out with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Oh, Dion. I.
George Sedano.
LA, baby.
Scott Kaplan.
What's up, LA? Yeah.
What's up, LA?
Hey.
More Sedano and Kap right now.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show, 9:30 on a Monday. On this day in 1997, after the Super Bowl, I remember it, King of the Hill premiered on Fox. I love King of the Hill. I loved it as a kid, and the King of the Hill reboot, which just continued. Now they were just older. And here's the thing, and I know everybody was kind of tripped out of how excited I was. As a cartoon person, which we all grew up being we never saw people get older. You watch Family Guy, you watch The Simpsons, everyone's the same age. Mm-hmm. But King of the Hill, actually, everybody got older. Now we see Bobby, as an adult.
Bobby.
Hank and Peggy are older. Connie, the girlfriend, she's now got Magambas. I mean, it's a whole thing. So I really enjoy King of the Hill. I'm glad it's back. And apparently it's been picked up by Hulu for another 3 seasons now. So that's awesome.
not going to shock you, of course.
No, you've never seen King
Never
of the
seen
Hill?
it.
Don't know it.
You're a bad
it's
guy.
Great. Mike Judge.
Mike Judge, Beavis and Butthead creator.
If I wanted to just watch any random King of the Hill episode, I mean, can I just watch any single one of them and then get into it, or do I have to go to the beginning? What do you think?
Yeah.
Just watch a random one.
I mean, it's not like Sons of Anarchy. They're not all. It's not a series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bobby, why are you always playing those damn picture games?
Is
Who's the
King
guy
of-
that mumbles? Boomhauer.
Oh, Boomhauer. Yeah, yeah.
Is the King of the Hill guy? Is that where the dog does a lot of the talking, or is that
No,
what
that's
part of
Family Guy.
Oh, that's
Family Guy. Yeah. Brian, come on.
Because I've seen a lot of the videos that people are putting on social media of the dog wearing like a Patriots hat, and the other guy.
Well, because they're a Patriots fan in the show, because
Okay.
they're in New England.
Okay, and then the other guy's wearing a Charger hat, and the dog is beating up the dude because it's just this is what happens. The
Because
Patriots
Tom
play the
Brady once
Chargers.
was on an episode. He did a VO. Peter, the father. Why am I explaining Family Guy?
I don't
Have you
know.
not seen Family
It's
Guy?
been on for like
Cartoons. 30 years.
I don't know, cartoons, man.
But they're primetime cartoons.
Okay, well, I haven't seen any of them.
Meanwhile, it's time for the. Why don't you talk about our friends at Prize Picks? Now, I don't want you to do the pick of the day.
Yeah.
I just want you to do a straight Prize Picks read, Cappy,
Okay.
and then we'll pay off your tease about a real life story. Huh?
Okay, here goes. Started off with Prize Picks. Look, I'd love for everybody to join us by downloading the Prize Picks app. I know so many of you have. How do I know that? Because Prize Picks reports to us that we are and continue to be and have been for probably 3 years now the #1 sports radio show in America when it comes to having people sign up and use our promo code, which is Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. So when you download the Prize Picks app, you make your first $5 lineup, you get $50 in lineups immediately. Now, I have not yet decided what I'm going to do tonight for this Steelers-Texans game, but I got to keep coming back. I got to keep playing because I've been ice cold. And you can find out how ice cold because here's now a new feature on Prize Picks. When you download the Prize Picks app, when you look in the bottom right corner, you're going to see the word profile. When you click on profile, that is how you go about following other people or having them follow you, for that matter. And for me, I would just say this. It has not gone well at all in the last couple of weeks, okay? I admit that. But as I look back, I mean, I've got some big hits here. I had a 6-pick win for $300. I had a 4-pick win for $300. I had another 4-pick win for $290. So, yeah, I've lost. But I'm going to hit big, and I'm going to make a big old comeback. So you can follow me. I can follow you. And one other quick thing to consider when you download the Prize Picks app and you use the code Cappy, one other thing to consider is an early payout. Because if all of a sudden you're going to make $60 if you hit, but they're willing to pay you $52 right now, take your profit. Take it off the table. Who cares about that $8? Make sure you download the Prize Picks app. Think about early payouts. Good luck to everybody, because on Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
Thank you, Cappy. 9:34. By the way, thanks to DeMarco Farr, who joined us. Reminder, join DeMarco Farr and Sua Cravens. Oh, Sua. Live this Wednesday, 3 to 6 p.m. at Sleep Number in Torrance on Pacific Coast Highway. Win tickets to the next Rams game at SoFi, a signed Matthew Stafford jersey, or a Kyron Williams jersey, plus a special meet and greet with Rams legend Vince Ferragamo. Powered by Sleep Number, your comfort, your choice.
I love Vince Ferragamo.
Do you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Beautiful.
Old school.
So let's pay off the tease. You had a human interest story, you said.
Let me ask you guys a question just before to set this thing up. I'm going to go in I'm making a left turn. We've done a ton of Rams, done a ton of Chargers.
Would we say that
lots of
this
Bears.
human interest story is part of the Morning Wood?
I would think so. I would think so.
Maybe hit the wood.
Yeah, it is.
That's the Morning Wood, thanks to our friends at Hernandez Wholesale. I got so many props in here now.
Yeah, you
Thanks
do.
to our friends at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal. No gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale, Cappy.
Let me ask you guys this question. Just to start this story off, I want to tell you something that happened to me this weekend up in Mammoth. Do you guys think people are generally speaking, you think people are good or you think people are bad?
I like to
Bad.
hope they're good. I want to say good.
Sure, I'd like to hope they're good, but I feel like most people are not. I don't know. Maybe
I think
it's 50-50.
most people think about themselves, but I think they're generally good.
Okay. I generally think of myself as being decent. you know, like I'm a decent person, or so I think. I don't know. Maybe I got, different standards, but I think of myself as being decent. I'll give you an example. A couple of years ago, I was at a Rams-Niners game in Santa Clara, and I was staying at a hotel right by Levi Stadium. As I left the as I left the stadium and I was walking back towards the hotel, I found a driver's license on the ground of this young lady, and she was from Santa Ana. And I said, oh, no, this girl lost her driver's license. And gosh, I mean, she's probably going to need it to fly back south. I'm going to have to find her. So I went back to my hotel room that night. I went on Facebook. I went on Instagram. I found her. I sent her messages. She finally got back to me. I'm like, hey, I got your driver's license. She came to the hotel and met me, and I handed her back her driver's license. I'm a decent guy.
That's a really decent thing to do. You went way out of your way.
Right, decent guy, right? Decent person. All right, let me tell you what happened to me this weekend. So on Friday, up in Mammoth, they got great snow, and we had a great day skiing on Friday. So we get done skiing, and anybody who skis or snowboards, I think, is going to know what I'm talking about. When you get done and you're going to go into a bar or a restaurant or anything, what do you do with your ski or your snowboard? What do you do, Greg?
You put it in, just on the side.
You put it in the rack,
Yeah,
right?
put it in the rack, yeah.
And you can leave your skis and your poles or your snowboard, your helmet, your gloves.
Everything.
You can leave all of your personal equipment. Could be thousands of dollars of equipment, and you can leave it. And why can you leave it there?
Because everyone does it, so nobody should take it.
Nobody steals at a ski resort, right? Nobody steals, right? So Friday afternoon, we get done skiing. We are going to go into, for those of you that know Mammoth, we're going to go into what's called Canyon Lodge, okay? And Canyon Lodge on Fridays and Saturdays, it goes crazy.
What's it called, like the après?
Après ski, right?
Yeah.
So this is like, and these are young people, and there's a DJ, and they're jamming, and they're drinking, and it from probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon till 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it is like a nightclub, and it is going freaking off, right? So Rachel and I are inside at the bar, and we wound up meeting a bunch of 710 listeners, which was really super cool.
Awesome.
And we wound up hanging out with them. We had a couple of beers with these guys. And when it's over, I go outside. I'm going to get my skis and Rachel's skis and our poles, and we're going to go outside, and we're going to catch a ride. So I go outside, and these racks that have thousands of pairs of skis and snowboards, by this time, most people have gone and taken their equipment. So I go, and I see Rachel's stuff right here, and I go to pick it up, and I go, wait, where's my stuff? My stuff is gone. So my skis and my poles are gone. Now, if your skis and poles or your snowboard is gone, what is your first thought, Greg?
Somebody took it.
Right, but did somebody steal it? Or do you think somebody probably inadvertently took the wrong stuff?
My first thought would be that somebody thought that mine was theirs.
Right, so you didn't think they stole it. You thought they inadvertently.
Can't you put your name on your pole?
No, you don't have any names. I mean, I should have my name on my pole, don't you think?
I think so.
Right, but I didn't have my name.
They thought it was theirs.
Right. So I figured somebody took my stuff. It was an accident. They'll probably realize the mistake. They probably were drinking, right? They just, hey, this is black and red skis. My skis are black and red. They didn't look to see what brand they were. They just grabbed my stuff. So now I'm sitting there. I'm like, gosh, darn it. Somebody took my skis and my poles, man. That sucks. So I wind up going and I make a report with Lost and Found and security and whatever. And they're like, yeah, this happens. Everybody here gets wasted, and then they take the wrong stuff. It'll probably show up tomorrow, right? So the next morning, Saturday morning, I call Lost and Found. I talk to this nice lady at Mammoth Mountain. She says, hey, it does happen. And usually people wake up and they get over their hangover and they want to go out skiing, and they go to put the skis on and they realize that they don't have the right skis. So they turn them into Lost and Found. Hopefully they'll show up, right? That seems reasonable.
Seems reasonable, yeah.
So I said, well, geez, that kind of sucks because, now my day is lost. And she goes, oh, no. We want you to have a great vacation. I mean, it was a weekend. She goes, you need to come and meet. I said, well, can I come to Eagle Lodge? Now, remember, I dropped my stuff at Canyon Lodge, and now I'm going to go onto the mountain at Eagle Lodge. And I said, well, can I get rental skis at Eagle Lodge? She goes, oh, yeah, you can. We'll write you a voucher. We'll take care of your skis and your poles. Don't even worry about it. Oh,
that's nice. That's
so
great
lovely.
by Mammoth.
That's wonderful, right? So I walk into Eagle Lodge. I meet up with this young man. I tell him the story. He goes, oh, I got you, bro. No problem. And he sets me up with a new set of skis and a new set of poles. And I give him $20. I give him a tip. And the guy says to me, he says, no, I can't take that. I can't take that. That's too generous. And I said, no. You take this $20 because at the end of the day, I'm getting my skis back. I said, it's karma. Take my money. So the guy takes the money, right? So I go up, I ski, I come down from Eagle, I come down to Canyon because I'm thinking maybe somebody realized that they got the wrong stuff. They go put it in the rack. Maybe like, hey, I'll just go put it back where I found it. That the guy will come back, he'll find his stuff. I go to the racks. There's thousands of sets of skis and boards. Can't find my stuff. Nobody's put it back. I call back over to the Lost and Found. Has anybody reported my skis? No, unfortunately, sorry, nobody's reported your skis. I took a picture of a set of skis that were next to mine because I thought, well, this looks like mine. Maybe this guy grabbed mine. and they were rentals. So I started calling the rental places. Hey, did you happen to get a set of skis? Because there was this other pair that looked like them. Nobody's got my skis, right? Now I've just come to the realization these skis are gone. They're just gone. By the way, I'm skiing with a rental pair of skis, and they're awesome. And I realized my skis suck.
You took those skis, then.
Right? No. So now this is the best part of the story. So now the end of the day comes. We're making our last run. We go flying down the last run at Eagle, and as we're just about to leave, I'm still wearing these rental skis, and I realize nobody took my driver's license. Nobody took a credit card for a deposit. Nobody took my name. I didn't fill out any paperwork. They just gave me the skis. So you know what? I love these skis. These skis are better than my skis. Maybe it's like when you do go to the dry cleaner, right?
Oh, no,
Like the dry cleaner.
Oh, no.
Right? So the dry cleaner, you bring a nice shirt. You love the shirt. You go to pick up the shirt's not there. They give you the wrong shirt. Do you take the shirt back and give it the shirt? Hey, this isn't my shirt.
You should.
Or do you say, no, you know what? I lost my shirt. They gave me this shirt. I like this shirt. I'll wear this shirt.
By the way, that is a plot of a Family Guy episode.
It's also the plot of a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode, right? So sometimes you give it the dry cleaner. Sometimes you take it to the dry cleaner. So now I'm getting ready to take these skis off, these rental skis. They don't have my name. They don't have my address. They don't have my credit card. They don't have my driver's license. And I'm like, I like these skis better. So maybe if I lost my skis, maybe they're essentially giving me these skis, right? So what do? Do you take the skis or do you go return them?
You go return the skis. I'm hoping that you went and returned the skis, Cappy.
So I said to Rachel, I said, wait, we can't take the shuttle yet. I forgot these aren't my skis. I got to go return them. She goes, oh, okay, go ahead, go return them. Now, Rachel, by the way, wanted me to take the other set of skis the day before. She's like, well, you lost your skis. Take those skis. I'm like, I'm not taking somebody else's skis because then they're going to be in the same position I'm in. So I take the skis off my feet. I walk them into Eagle Lodge. I hand them to the gentleman that
and the poles too, not just the skis, right?
Skis and poles, and I take them into the gentleman. I say, hey, his name was Josh. I go, Josh, hey, thanks a lot, man. I really love these skis. By the way, I realize now my skis are too long. Thanks for the setup. Really, really appreciate it. He goes, hey, did you find your skis? I said, I did not, unfortunately. They weren't at Canyon. They weren't at Lost and Found. I've called every shop in town. My skis are just gone. He goes, oh, man, that's a bummer, dude. He goes, keep the skis. Keep them. Use them tomorrow. I go, nah, I'm leaving at like 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. He goes, well, if you decide to come back, I got you, brother. I got you all hooked up. I go, thank you. We hug it out. I leave. As I walk out of Eagle Lodge, for whatever reason, I don't know why, I look at the rack right here, just to my right. So I walk out of the door. I'm going to make a U-turn to go left, and I look at the rack to the right, and I look at I go, gosh, those kind of look like my skis. Now, wait a second. At the top of my skis, there are two X's because the brand is called Vocal. And there's these two X's, but only one ski has the two X's. But then I look at the skis. One ski's up, one ski's down. So wait, those look like my skis. And then I look at the poles. They're black and red. They're Rossignol. That's the brand. And I go, well, look, wait, there's Vocal skis with Rossignol poles? Those could be mine. And I have one of my poles is bent because I'm too cheap to buy new poles because some snowboarder hit me.
Kind of like Marty McSorley has the crooked stick?
Right, very much. I have a crooked pole. Right? Some guys have that crooked pole. Okay? Usually I have straight poles. I had a crooked pole. And I go like this. Yeah. I go, oh my God, those are my skis. Those are my poles. So I grab my skis. I grab my poles. I take off and I'm like, I got them. The $20 of karma brought my skis back to me. Now, again, I left my skis at Canyon Lodge. Somebody took them and I retrieved them at Eagle Lodge. And nobody put them in the Lost and Found. They were just there in the rack. So now I go back to the beginning of the question. Do you believe people are good or do you believe people are bad? So do you think that somebody accidentally took my skis and then it was more convenient for them to just leave them at Eagle Lodge and go, hey, you know what? Somebody will put them in Lost and Found. Somehow they'll make their way back to the owner. Or do you think that people are bad and somebody went, I got these skis. Now I'm using these skis. Now I'm taking them off and I'm racking these skis. And I actually just recovered what was my property the entire time. So I stole back what somebody stole from me.
I think you stole back what somebody took from you. I think they went out and they skied and they just put them down. And now they're gonna come back and say, hey, where are my skis? Because you just walked off with them.
What if you stole somebody's skis and they weren't yours?
Yeah, they weren't yours.
Maybe somebody also had a bent pole.
No. These were 1,000% my skis.
Can't you carve your name or initials into them?
Yes, you could. And
you haven't.
And going forward, I'm going to.
Here's the question, because when you go skiing and then you come off, a little bit of snow stays on there. was there any snow that was still on the skis?
No. Good question. No. So those skis had been there
all night.
Well, or for a period of time during the day. So what I'm trying to figure out is this. Did somebody do the right thing and go, I've got the wrong skis. I'll just rack them here. Maybe it was more convenient for them because maybe they were staying by Eagle Lodge. Or did they do what you said, Greg? Took my skis, wore them, used them, racked them, went in and had a coffee or went in and had hot chocolate, and then they came out and went, where the hell are those skis?
So,
and I stole my skis back.
No, I don't think so. I'm now changing to the other way because there was no snow. It didn't seem like there was anything on there. I think they left them there and said, that's it. I don't know. I'm never going to find this guy that I stole his skis, so I'm just going to put them here. If he finds them, cool. If not, oh well.
What if they said, hey, I'm going to put these skis here because I inadvertently took them, and you know what? At the end of the day, they'll go to Lost and Found, and somehow they'll make their way back to the owner. I'm just trying to figure out, did they do the right thing?
They should have taken.
They should have taken them back to Canyon.
Yes.
Or they should have at least just given them to Lost and Found.
Yes.
But there's a part of me that thinks these pieces of crap used my skis, used my poles, put them, and didn't treat them with respect, by the way, because they were like kind of laying there.
Give them
one's
the benefit.
Up, one's down.
Give them the benefit of the doubt. There was someone that was trying to do a good thing by at least putting them down. They should have taken them to Lost and Found, but they put them down there. They did not steal them and take them home.
And the whole thing is karma, because I said to the guy in the beginning of the day, take the $20. I'm going to get my skis back at the end of the day. I specifically said that to him. And as I walked out and as I turned left and as I was about to go skiless back to the shuttle to get driven back home, there were my skis and my poles.
You got skis. You got your skis back.
I think the karma was more when you decided not to steal these skis that were lent.
That's it.
There were two pairs of skis I could have stolen. The first pair was, these are nearby mine. They're similar color. I think that this person grabbed the wrong pair. I could have grabbed those. And then the second piece of karma was, even though I liked the rental skis better than my own and they had no identification for me, I could have taken them, no problem. But I did the right thing like a decent person would do. I returned them, and boom, there were my skis.
What time of night was it when you went back and found your skis?
About 3:30 in the afternoon.
Were there a lot of people in the lounge?
I don't know. I never walked into the lounge.
Oh.
Yeah, I just walked in to return the rental skis.
I was just curious if, like, maybe the person was, just in there for a break.
Maybe the person wanted to steal your skis, but noticed there was a cricket stick. So he's like, I can't take this with a cricket stick.
Or they were also too big for him.
Well, that's just it. That's the other part of it. The reason people don't steal other people's equipment is because, one, it's an honor system, and two, because you can't just step into somebody else's skis. You got to be fitted properly. Binding's got to get moved around. I mean, what a pain in the ass. Let me tell you something. It was great. It was awesome. The fact that I was able to recover them, and by the way, I don't ever want to ski on those skis ever again.
So what if that guy he told you, take these skis, go ahead, just keep them, whatever, and then you decide to not return them the next day or later that afternoon. Then you have two sets of skis, right? Because you found yours right after.
But I wouldn't have found mine because I would have taken his and immediately gotten onto a shuttle, and mine would still be sitting there.
Yeah, true.
So by returning the skis, that's how I found my skis.
Oh.
I like to think that people are generally good.
They're decent, just like you said.
Decent.
This doesn't happen in the golf world, I don't think.
No, in the golf. Well, no, wait a second. In the golf world, if you're ahead,
but my name's on my bag, so
right,
they're not going to take my bag.
But if somebody leaves a wedge on a green,
you take it back. You either give it to the marshal driving by, or you take it back to the clubhouse.
Right, but you don't steal it. You don't go, oh, nice wedge, I'll keep it.
Well, if you do that, you're asking for golf karma. It's going to come after you. You're going to get hit with a ball.
See?
Yeah.
Ski karma. Next thing you know, I'd have like a torn ACL.
9:49. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show, the Prize Picks Power Hour. We'll do Cappy's Pick of the Day. Also, Dealer's Choice, although I kind of feel like that wasn't, but whatever.
I have another one.
But first, let's talk about our friend Jacob Emrani.
Oh, I would love to talk about Jacob Emrani. Seriously. Jacob Emrani, oh, man, what can I tell you about Jacob, man? He has just been so good to us, and he has been so good to the station, and he's been so good to so many Los Angelinos for so long. And look, it's a new year, and everybody's talking about that phrase, new year, new me. And whatever it is, maybe you're blocking numbers from people you don't want your problems, you don't want any problems from. Maybe you're cleaning out your contacts. You just want to protect your peace, right? Well, while you're doing all of that, there's one number that you must have in your phone. You should put it in your phone right now. It's 800-345-6789. It's really simple. It's in order, right? 800-345-6789. I mean, you could remember that like in your sleep. But whether it's an accident or an injury, you call the law offices of Jacob Emrani, and you call Jacob at 800-345-6789. And then you just go about your business, right? You got new year, new goals, new job, whatever it may be, new routine at the gym, new diet, whatever. But when it comes to protecting you and your family after a crash, it is the same Jacob. You're new year, new you, but it's the same Jacob, the same guy that's been fighting for Los Angeles and for Angelinos for nearly 3 decades, the same firm that does not get paid unless they win for you, no fees unless Jacob wins. And by the way, the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie, the official sponsor of the Los Angeles Lakers. So when you see those purple and gold lights, remember, Jacob is in your corner too. Nobody wakes up planning to get rear-ended on the 405 or hit on the crosswalk on their way to work. But if it happens, that's why you have that number saved in your phone. You create that new contact and you put in call Jacob. That's exactly the name you call it. And you lock in that number, 800-345-6789. New year, new energy, new chances. Same Jacob, same fight, same commitment to show you that he can win for you, and he shows up when it matters most. You call Jacob, protect your future with one easy number that you will not forget because we can't forget it. It's 800-345-6789.
Thank you, Cappy. Okay, it is time on the Prize Picks Power Hour to do our Don't Sweat the Small Stuff daily calendar. Now, we missed one over the weekend, so we'll read 2 here.
Nice.
Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, the daily calendar. I hold it up. Oh, I almost hit my mic. To the YouTube audience. Now, this, of course, comes from the book Don't Sweat the Small Stuff that Lindsay got got me for Christmas and then got the calendar for the show. So, Saturday, Sunday, January 10th and 11th, be flexible with changes in your plans. There are countless times when our plans suddenly change. Something we thought was going to take place doesn't. Someone doesn't do what they said they would do. You make less money than you thought you would. You have less time than previously planned. On and on it goes, Cappy. The question to ask yourself is, what's really important? What's really important? I like that one.
Me too.
Time for Monday, January 12th. Don't sweat the small stuff. Quote, know your own value. Take time on a regular basis to remind yourself how special and wonderful you really are. If you do, you'll always know your own value. There you go, Cappy.
Beautiful. Well said. I really like that first one, by the way. You ever have a friend that, you call them and you say, hey, sorry, something came up and I can't make it tonight? They're like, what are you talking about? We made plans 2 weeks ago. What are you talking about? You can't show up. Something came up, man. I mean, I'm sorry, Like people who are unforgiving. Bro, relax. I like that first one, Christopher. Very much so.
It is time for the pick of the day. Let's play the ALF theme song. We go from the Highway to Heaven theme song to the ALF theme song. Time for the Prize Picks pick of the day with Cappy. Thanks to Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y, to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Cappy to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right, Cappy.
Tonight, I'm going to play Aaron Rodgers for more than 149.5 passing yards. Lindsay, what do you think? Does against that very tough Houston defense, can Aaron Rodgers pass for 150 yards tonight?
I don't think so, Cappy.
Really? Less than 149.5?
It's going to be a rock fight, as they call it.
Okay. How about Aaron Rodgers more than half a touchdown pass?
Okay, I'll go with that one.
You'll go with that one?
Yeah.
How about DK Metcalf more than half a touchdown pass?
Okay, that's probably going to be the only touchdown.
I mean, you talk about a guy that owes his team. I'm going to play DK Metcalf for more than half of a touchdown pass.
It's going to be like a 10-7 game, I think.
How about CJ Stroud? CJ Stroud more than half of a touchdown pass?
Yes.
Okay.
10-7.
Nico Collins more than half of a rushing or receiving touchdown?
No.
I got to figure this out. But listen, go to Prize Picks, download the app, use our code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y, make that first $5 lineup, get $50 in lineups, and let's play and win together. Because on Prize Picks, it's so good to be right. I'm going to definitely play Aaron Rodgers. I got to figure out the rest of my play. Not there yet.
Thank you, Cappy.
Thanks for nothing.
We'll pause here for a few moments before we do the dealer's choice real deal.
Real quick, Cappy, I was just reading some of these stats on the Steelers game tonight.
Here we go.
Wait, hang on.
Steelers.
So, like I said the other day, that the Steelers are facing a Texans team who's 0-6 in playoff road games.
Mm-hmm.
The Steelers they won an astounding 23 straight home games on Monday nights.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Yeah, so that's a good one, too. Also, DK Metcalf, he has 4 touchdowns over his last 2 playoff games, so maybe you want to take the more on him for the touchdowns.
Okay.
Just so you know.
These are all good pieces of information. By the way, the Steelers and all those wins on Monday night, I know a lot of people love the Steelers tonight. I look at Houston and 9 straight wins and incredible pass rush and Aaron Rodgers being older and not as mobile as he once was. I look at Houston and think that on paper, Houston wins this game. but something about the emotion of the playoffs and home and Monday night and the city of Pittsburgh coming to life. Because remember, this is a city and a fan base that has all year long called for their coach to be fired. So here they are. And I'll just say, here we go, Stillers. Here we go.
You know, Houston's offense isn't very good. Their defense may be great, but their offense isn't very good.
Offense isn't bad, though, either. They have a good running game. They have a couple of wide receivers. Jaden Higgins really stepped up big late in the season.
Only 3 teams average fewer yards per carry than Houston, and just 2 teams have a worse red zone conversion percentage.
Thank you, Sedano.
I think one of those is the Browns. So, I mean, when you're down there and you got stats like the Browns, you're in trouble.
You didn't have C.J. Stroud for a good portion of the season.
Who's their backup quarterback?
Davis Mills, right?
Yeah.
It was Davis Mills.
I didn't know.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that one. I appreciate it, Cappy.
By the way, in the YouTube chat, Aunt Esther, after you finished up your ski story, and Esther said, next up, how Cappy lost his virginity. I think that's tomorrow. Tomorrow we should do that in the YouTube hour.
Just keep telling you about the stuff I've lost. Skis, virginity, the stuff I've lost. All good, though.
Your prize picks.
A lot of those. That happens every day.
Just saying.
Yeah.
We always talk about it.
Time for the Dealer's Choice Real Deal, brought to you by Sellers Advantage. Want to sell your house? Before you call an agent, call Sellers Advantage. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer. Or visit sellersadvantage.com, DRE 01961658, Cappy.
So for today's Real Deal, I want to just give out a bunch of congratulations, if I may. Shout out to John Gruden. Anybody see why? Anybody know why I'm congratulating
Something
John
about
Gruden?
his kid,
Yeah,
right?
so John Gruden's son.
Big guy.
His name is Deuce. I'll tell you what, man, we're going to name our kid Deuce. You mean
Is it a nickname or is that his real name?
No, man, I'm telling you, his real name is Deuce, man.
Was it after Deuce McAllister or just random Deuce?
Or
Deuce.
where are you going, Coach? I'll tell you what, man, I got to go drop. Well, anyway, you know the story.
Does he have more than one child?
Think so. This may be number 2, man.
Well, number 2.
This could be you talk about a number 2, man. I think about a Deuce, right? I mean, this is my number 2 kid, man. Anyway, Deuce Gruden, who is John Gruden's son, who has, when he was with the Raiders, he was like the assistant strength and conditioning coach. Deuce last night broke a powerlifting record for a 483-pound bench press.
Wow.
And Gruden put out these pictures on social media. He's like, I'll tell you what, man, you want to talk about my kid bench pressing 483? You want to know why he's so strong? Check him out right here, man. 9 months old. Dude's doing push-ups, man. Look, 1 deuce right there is 2 push-ups right there for a 9-month-old. Tell you what, pretty good. 483-pound bench press for Deuce Gruden. Congratulations, Deuce.
Deuce is named after his dad.
Congratulations.
By the way, I think we're having AC problems in here. It's 1,000 degrees in
Yeah,
this
it
studio.
is. Yeah.
Really?
I've got sweat running down my back, and that's not because of anything else.
Shout out to Bubba Holmberg on our YouTube chat. He says tomorrow a 2-hour story of how Cappy lost his cell phone. We're going to hear about every place he looked for it. And spoiler alert, it was in his pocket the entire time.
Totally on brand.
Or just go listen to something else.
That's all right.
How about that? You mongrels. You
Tell you what, man.
scumbags.
Tell you what, I'm going to name my grandkid Deuce, man. Great name.
We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Enjoy your Monday. LA Kings Night. We'll have plenty of recaps. We'll see if Sam Boney will join us tomorrow, give us a recap of LA Kings Night. Plus, how did Cappy do scraping the ice? All of that and so much more. The Sedano Kap Morning Show. We're back for a live imaging Tuesday tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Station.
This is the Rich Eisen Show.
Hey, everybody.
Can't get enough of the Rich Eisen Show?